Welcome to New York City. 2 belts on the line, rematches in both title fights as the UFC returns to Madison Square Garden for the first time in 2 years. Yes, once again, back in the Big Apple on the first Saturday in November. Welcome inside the Hulu Theater here at Madison Square Garden. Why already are you making noise? I haven't even gotten through the intros.
I was just playing on my phone, man. I apologize. I got a bad slap on the wrist.
You did?
Oh, you should have heard it in my ear.
Well, it is good to know that the show has started with a bang, as per usual, thanks to Daniel Cormier, Dean Thomas, UFC pioneer, Laura Sanko here as well. I'm Dan Hellie. We're going to be here with you for the next, 2.5 hours or so. And as you can see, there is a belt that will be on the line once again. Our reigning champion is Laura Sanko. She will try to be dethroned by these two. I might also get in the mix, but we do have to talk about potentially the best fight card of the year here at UFC 268. Weigh-ins coming up here in just a matter of moments. Man, this is one where you are going to remember, whether you're here or whether you're watching somewhere else, you're going to remember Saturday night.
Oh, for sure. I mean, these are some of the best rematches, one of the best rivalries in all of MMA. And then the second best rivalry in all of MMA, which we all know how that's going to go down. We've got rematches, and we've got, what is this now, like a octology we've got going on here? The best octology in all of MMA.
What do you think, Dean? I mean, this is a spectacular
come on, man. This
card.
is a sick card from top to bottom. And it's in New York, Madison Square Garden in New York. And as I was telling Laura earlier, and I made this up, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere.
Oh, wow.
You did make that
I made that up.
Sounds good.
It's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
It's good.
Well, Daniel Cormier has back-to-back pay-per-views, right? This is a rarity. Abu Dhabi, you come straight to New York City. You don't even go back home to California for a minute. This is kind of a whirlwind for you, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it's been crazy. I've been all over, man. I went to Abu Dhabi, then we came straight here, and then had a crazy busy week in New York. But it's been fun because ultimately it all led to this moment. I understand the fights tomorrow night, and it's going to be fun, but it's all about competition. It's all about wresting the title from her because I'm tired of being bullied, man. For everything I've done this week, I will not find more gratification than taking the championship and the disappointed look she leaves this stage with every time I whip her.
Every time?
Every time I whip you.
Can we start having like a tally? Because I want to sound up like
Laura, it's got to be
6-2.
No, I'm beating you 4-2 right now, and I missed one pay-per-view.
I would make a recommendation for the next weigh-in show that we have a scoreboard. We will work on that. It's not here today at the Hulu
It may be
Theater.
5-1. Last week might be the first time she's won the belt and left with it.
I don't think it's 5-1 because I won the belt one time as well. How quickly you forget, my friend.
They accidentally gave it to you last time to begin with, which you didn't deserve.
No, we won the title together, and I let you have it. But I was the one that landed the corners in Jacksonville.
Well, you like the games, and apparently you've taken in more than just the sights here. You actually took in a game the other night.
Okay, so we're doing
the
this.
Brooklyn Nets playing the Atlanta Hawks. And of course, you're stuffing your face the entire time you're on camera with Zach Candido.
Well, I mean,
Look at
listen,
that.
Zach and I went to watch the game, watch the Nets play against the Atlanta Hawks, and I was going to help to promote the pay-per-view, and ESPN shoots this. Zach's doing weird stuff with his neck. Like, Zach's doing weird shit next to me, but I'm eating chicken strips. I didn't know that they were filming me. Here's the big bite coming here. See that? UCAG, you know who's the man in the back?
So
That's
Anthony's saving
Giordano.
Anthony is saving
My
you.
boy Anthony Giordano saves me from having to go through the chicken ordeal again.
I'm surprised you didn't use silverware.
Bro, I had no silverware.
I'm surprised you didn't have your little cutlery out there.
Oh, come on, Laura. I'm at a basketball game. I am a sports fan, and I will eat with my hands.
I've seen how you eat ribs. That's all I'm saying.
He's trying to enjoy himself at a basketball game, and then they're going to do you like that.
They do your boy like that, D.
My boy like
You're
that.
the only
Come on,
person
man.
that actually sympathizes with me.
Oh, wait, we got to replay.
There's the bite.
Oh, here's the bite.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, but no, did you see me kind of put it right in my teeth?
Yeah.
Dean, I didn't even stuff the whole chicken
elegant, you know what I'm saying?
Very elegant bite,
yeah.
right? Like put it right at the front of my mouth, and little soft
that was
bite.
just
Sometimes I'm very tender, you know, when I got my pinky up with my chicken.
Elegant, not quite the first word that came to mind with you stuffing a chicken finger in your mouth.
Yeah.
Elegant.
Okay, elegant is the first word that comes to mind when I think Jon Anik. Jon, hello, my friend. I love the T-shirt, the Daniel Cormier Wrestling Academy. We'll get to that in just a minute. First, I got to ask you about the rematch. Kamaru Usman taking on Colby Covington. Obviously, some bad blood between this two, but the respect is there as well.
Yes, sir, and what an arduous 2-week stretch for television's Daniel Cormier, right? Studying film in between holes at Liberty National yesterday, right? Anyway, right before Colby Covington and Kamaru Usman fought for the first time, you see me go back, I'm like, I need a Xanax, right? And it wasn't the best word choice at the time, but I was super anxious before that first meeting because of the tension between these two combatants, because they are ubiquitously regarded as the two best welterweights in the world. So obviously it's great in a championship setting when you have heat on a matchup, which we certainly have here. But in my humble opinion, the reason Colby is getting this crack is because Dana and most of the brass believes, without a shadow of a doubt, that he's the number 2 guy in the world. And I know plus 250 is juicy to some. I'm excited to see what Colby can do with the opportunity. I really am.
Rose Namajunas, Zhang Weili, saw him a few months ago. A quick and spectacular finish for Namajunas. And Weili has enlisted some extra help for this one, changed things up a little bit with the training.
Yeah, she brought in Henry Cejudo, and obviously she went to Arizona and aligned with Fight Ready, Santino DeFranco, and Eddie Cha. And I thought it was sort of interesting, if you watch UFC Countdown, they have been pretty revealing in terms of their willingness to disclose some of the things that they have been working on in terms of attacking the lead leg and wrestling. And not to say that Rose's camp is picking up on those details and leaning too heavily into them. But clearly, Zhang Weili feels like she was shortchanged in that first meeting. And I think the UFC kind of felt like they wanted to see a longer, fuller fight anyway. So I'm excited to see what she can do. As far as the betting is concerned, Zhang Weili was obviously a 2-1 favorite not all that long ago. It's essentially a pick 'em right now, so I can understand why people see value on Zhang Weili. But I don't know. I think these women are destined to fight more than twice. So we'll see if Zhang Weili can even the score here in a matter of hours.
You know, Jon, Covington-Usman was a long fight. Weili was short fight. I think one that's going to be pretty quick and explosive is Justin Gaethje versus Michael Chandler. What is the energy between these two when you watch them, from the press conference to the interactions? How are you feeling that this one's going to look like when they step into the octagon?
Yeah, I mean, I think they'll bury the hatchet after the fact, but I just don't think they are each other's type. You know, I know they both play golf. I don't think they would ever have any desire to, like, play golf with each other. I just think they are very different guys at their core. But I think you're right in terms of the handicap. I would certainly go under 2.5 rounds. You know, I think stylistically both of these guys are finishers. Justin Gaethje told us in our fighter meeting yesterday, this is his first 3-round fight since he fought Eddie Alvarez in 2017. I think that is liberating for Justin insofar as he can go hard for 15 minutes and not have to worry about those championship rounds that have been a huge part of his career. So, yeah, I mean, that is a crazy way to begin a pay-per-view. That could be a pay-per-view main event, and it's the first fight of the night.
Jon, he said he can sprint for 15 minutes, but Jon, I can't let you go without talking about that shirt. I mean, it looks comfortable, but Jon, doesn't it feel like we've made it when we've got merch? Because I know I got the one more sleeve shirt in my drawer, too. We made it, Jon. We've made it. It looks soft cotton. Is that soft cotton?
It's great. We have already washed it, shrunk it a little bit because I'm between the medium and the large. But this is unconditional love for my broadcast partner. We have one more sleep before UFC 268. I could be rocking the Jon Anik merch today, but you know what? We're not doing that. We're a supporter. Dominic Cruz says I'm too much of a supporter. We're supporting the Daniel Cormier Wrestling Academy today, hopefully on UFC Embedded in a minute, too.
You're the man. 6901 Monterey Road in Gilroy, California. Had to get it in. I'm sorry.
Wow. What's the phone number?
6901 Monterey Road in Gilroy, California. Sorry.
I mean, you have 100 of your own shows. Does this need to be the Daniel Cormier show as well? Hey, weigh-in's coming up here in just over a minute. Kamaru Usman will be the first man to stage. Thank you very much, Jon Anik. He has some work to do during the weigh-ins while we're going to be here enjoying main event Covington Usman, December 2019, the last time we saw these two men, and what a war it was, decided in the 5th and final round.
It was tremendous, Dan. It was a fantastic fight, and for Kamaru Usman and Colby Covington, you knew that was fight number 1. There are certain fights that you understand that it's not going to take just one interaction. Very close fight, and honestly, as the momentum swung to Usman towards the later part of the fight, Colby Covington had really gone out ahead of him early. Colby Covington was able to do a lot of good work early in the fight. I spoke to both of these guys this week, Dan, and they're both extremely confident. They both believe that they can get the job done. And for a long time, many people have believed that for everyone that Kamaru's knocked out recently, Colby Covington has always been that guy that if you put him in there against anyone else, he's in most cases going to win. So you see in 1A, the champion in Kamaru Usman versus 1B, Colby Covington.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and that fight was so emotional, but I think this time you're going to see more of a strategic fight between the two.
We are waiting. This is a live look at the weigh-in stage at the Athlete Hotel right now. Usman has been waiting to weigh in downstairs, leaving his room since 8 a.m. this morning. So he's been there for about an hour or so. That abnormal for the guys to come down this early when you're headlining a card, or are you just jumping around antsy?
Well, you want to get on the scale because you want to start to put stuff back in your body. Like I'm telling you, I always was first. Now, here's the difference with Usman. Usman's there early, but he doesn't really need to be.
Right.
Because if he shows up at 8:59 for a 9 o'clock weigh-in, they're going to walk him right to the front of the stage to weigh in first. So he's doing it as a respect thing. I always showed up very close to weigh-ins, and they just kind of walk you right up front to put you on the scale first.
But the fact that he's here so early tells you he had a really good cut.
Yeah, I mean normally you're still sweating at that point.
Exactly. And here is Kamaru Usman, the #1 pound for pound. I mean,
Justly.
yes, there is being a champion, there is defending your championship multiple times, and then I think that pound for pound ranking for Kamaru Usman, you can hear him talk about it a lot this week, is even more important for him. And he looks absolutely fantastic.
Dude's in shape, man. He's always in shape.
Yeah.
Always in shape. You know.
He's such a professional.
Yes, he is.
£169, the official weight for the champion, Kamaru Usman.
169 for the champion. You know, one big number that I saw on that screen in those stats, Usman still has 100% takedown defense.
It's wild.
Unbelievable. With that many appearances in the
wild.
octagon, he's getting close to challenging Anderson Silva's start.
All right, next athlete to the scale, one of the more beloved
That'll be
fighters in
challenged
UFC
this weekend,
history,
I
the
believe.
future Hall
I believe
of Famer,
Colby's going to try to take him down this
eighth-ranked
time.
contender and former
And 20
lightweight
people have
champion,
tried to take him
Frankie
down.
Edgar.
Yeah.
20 attempts. It's crazy.
And here was Frankie Edgar. How can you not love Frankie Edgar, the former lightweight champ? I remember there was a time where he was so dominant that even when he lost the fight, I thought he got robbed. I mean, this guy has beaten so many guys.
Edgar.
Well, yeah, he had beaten so many guys in their prime that it's so impressive. And to me, he's a future Hall of Famer without a doubt.
135.6 for Frankie Edgar. Just 2-4 over his last 6 fights. This guy, an absolute legend, making the transition to 135 last summer.
Next fighter to the scale
Physically,
is
Frankie
the
looks better than he ever has.
UFC
He's 40 years old
strawweight
now.
champion Thug Rose Namajunas.
And here is Rose Namajunas. What a spectacular finish it was with the last time that she met Zhang Weili. A look at the numbers for Rose, the current strawweight champion.
£115, the official weight for the champ, Thug Rose Namajunas.
And no doubt about it. I mean, the stat there that sticks out to me is 5 finishes, which I know doesn't sound like a crazy amount, but for a strawweight female to be
All right, next fighter to
that
the
much
scale,
of a finisher
fan
is
base
absolutely
excited
incredible. And
to
you look
see
at her,
this
she
man
doesn't
back
look,
on the proving ground,
she's
the
so
former UFC
unassuming,
interim
right?
lightweight champion.
I'm just so
Doesn't
excited for
really
that fight.
say
That's going to be
anything.
fantastic.
Right, Laura, her facial
Yeah.
expressions don't change. She's an absolute assassin.
Speaking of assassins,
Yeah.
Justin Gaethje, one of the most entertaining and exciting fighters who has ever stepped into the UFC octagon.
The human highlight. I mean, this guy is everybody's favorite fighter because of the way he competes in there.
Official weight 155.6 for Justin Gaethje.
Justin Gaethje weighs in at 155.5 pounds. But, I mean, this guy, tremendous kicks, great punches. I think what people miss in Gaethje, though, is the setups. He's a master at setting you up to put you and line you up for the shots that he's trying to land. That's why he finishes so many people in the way that
All right,
he
next
does.
fighter to the scale, charged with kicking
Yeah,
off
I missed the kicks
prelims
from
live
him. I
on
mean, the
ESPN.
kicks, he was
Number
dominating
11
guys with
ranked
Nasty
kicks.
kick.
He actually said that he has to
Edmund
stop kicking because Khabib took him down off a kick.
Edmund Shabazian, the 11th ranked middleweight contender in the UFC, DC.
You look at Edmund Shabazian, he's a middleweight, right? But when Ronda came to AKA to do
185.4.
185.44.
The official weight for Edmund Shabazian.
Little Ed is what they call him, which is the craziest thing. Ronda goes, I'm going to send Little Ed up here with you guys, and you're going to torture him. This is Ronda. You know how Ronda acts. She's like, I'm not asking, I'm telling you. I go, hey, send him. If he has to stay in the gym, I don't care. He came up to our gym, spent a month and a half of just learning and wrestling. Fantastic young fighter, man. Joy to be around.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Billy Quarantello, fighting out of Gracie, Tampa South, by way of Lewiston, New York. Hey, Dean, we miss you on those regional shows in Florida now that you're a big TV guy.
145.4 for Billy Q.
Yeah, that's my boy. Shout out to Gracie Tampa, him representing. But I've known this kid for a long time. He's got one of the strongest mental games that I've seen on a fighter, and that is due to his mental preparation. I mean, he takes that very seriously. A fantastic athlete, great fighter, and he's going to
as
get
we
it done.
welcome our next
Tampa,
athlete
Tampa,
competing in a prelim live on UFC
I know.
Fight Pass.
I know.
Show some respect. It's Champa, Florida.
Oh, my goodness. Let's get to my man, Melsick Bagdasarian. I mean, this guy told me yesterday in the fighter meeting, he goes, DC, I go, why don't you just slow it down a little bit? He goes, DC, if I'm being completely honest, I'm a little bit crazy. He said it's how he lives his life. He lives his life a little bit crazy, so don't be surprised.
145.4, the official weight for Melsick Bagdasarian.
45.4 for Melsick. He said, so don't be surprised whenever things get a bit chaotic in there, and I'm right at home in those situations, because in my life, I'm a bit crazy, and that's how I fight.
The Armenian won his UFC debut against Colin Anglin, also in the Contender Series.
Than this guy back for the first time in a long time. Raging.
My name is Raging Al Iaquinta. I'm from Wantua, New York. Guys, welcome to New York. You always make fun of my accent. Now you're the one with the funny accent. Welcome to New York.
Let's go, Al. That's what I always remember when Iaquinta goes to fight. My man Matt always yelling his name, Matt Serra. Matt Serra. Let's go, Al. But I'm telling you, this guy has won some very big fights.
155.8.
155.8.
The official weight for Al Iaquinta.
He's won some big fights, been in there with some of the best fighters in the world, and really has shown how talented he is as a mixed martial artist. And also, my man Raging Al is a realtor and doing really good. You seen his commercials? Have you ever seen Al's
yes.
commercials? They're
I've never
great.
seen his commercials.
Bro, he's got some commercials he puts on Twitter.
Does he really?
Mm-hmm. Raging Al.
Are they as
Iaquinta.
good as Bryce Mitchell's car commercials, though? I mean, that's...
No. But think about this. Al Iaquinta fought Habib,
moving on now
right?
to the UFC's
Went 5 rounds with him on 2
division.
days'
Did well.
notice.
John
Nobody else has been able to survive
Yes.
with Habib Nurmagomedov.
Got into an interesting Twitter spat with Justin Gaethje, like somebody else up here on stage.
Oh, boy, we're bringing that up.
Remain nameless. The Hunter, John Allen, Dean.
The Hunter, man. Like, this guy comes from Curitiba, Brazil, that's known for the famous Shoot the Box team. This guy is an absolute killer. 92% finishing rate. He's finished 12 of his last 13 fights, 8 first-round finishes. And he's a former amateur basketball player, which is kind of like odd for me coming from Brazil. Like, you don't really put Brazil and basketball
205
together.
pounds, the official weight for John Allen.
Yeah, they're terrible, son.
Yeah.
When we played them in the Olympics, I'm like, yo, that's no. We barely can beat anybody anymore. Playing Brazil in basketball, yo, that's a dub, son.
We turned it around in the end. We turned it
We
around in the
played
end.
better down the stretch, but early it was like, man,
And
we are
we're
terrible.
losing the teams that we wasn't supposed to lose
Like,
to.
what was happening? Just as long as we ain't losing to Brazil in basketball, we're still
All right,
straight.
next athlete to the scale, 14th ranked in the UFC's featherweight division and competing live on pay-per-view tomorrow. You know this man, Monroe, New York's Hurricane, Shane Burgos.
Look at that mane flying behind him. I mean,
just
Shane
thinking that.
Burgos. Yeah, that looks fantastic. This is essentially, this is a home fight for him, really. He trains out of Tiger Schulman's and has for a very long time. Let's hear the weight here.
145.6, the official weight for Shane
145.6 for
Burgos.
Shane. And, man, this guy has some of the best MMA boxing that you're going to see in that division. And I know he's got tough company with Calvin Kattar, Max Holloway, but he is right up there with those guys. Beautiful
fighter
hands.
to the scale.
That's
He is
gonna
one
be a fun
half of the
fight.
featured
You're gonna hear from Max Holloway after
in the
that.
UFC's middleweight
I said
division.
up there with.
You'll hear from Max Holloway because everybody give that.
alongside.
Pereira.
All right, this is Alex Pereira coming to the stage, and I know that so many people are anxious to see him making his UFC debut, one of the best kickboxers on the planet, who's beaten Izzy a couple of times
Yeah.
in kickboxing, knocked
I mean,
him out.
think about it. Like, he didn't beat him once. He beat him twice. The first time decision, second time he knocked him out. He also has a win over Dustin Jacoby in the kickboxing match. He's got 21 knockouts in kickboxing. All of his MMA fights that he's won have been won by knockout. He's got serious power, and he's a guy that everybody's got an eye on because he has beaten the champ Izzy. So I'm sure Izzy's like, dun, dun, dun.
And the beauty in that is that it gives him a platform to springboard off of early, so you can see at 34.
185.8, the official weight for Alex Pereira.
185.8 for Pereira, but like it allows for him to move a little faster.
Yeah.
And at 34, maybe you need that. But he takes a lot of like encouragement from Glover because he trains with Glover for the last year consistently, and Glover became the champ at 42. So
All right,
he
next fighter
understands
to
how
the
much
scale,
time
also
he has
making his
left.
UFC debut here
And
tomorrow
that
in
knockout
the UFC's
that he
middleweight
had
division.
nasty.
in LFA
Chris
was
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
beyond nasty.
He's
It
powerful.
was
He hits hard.
terrifying.
This
All
is the action man, Chris Curtis.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see Chris Curtis here, man. I mean, I don't know if anybody remembers, but he was on Contender Series, got the win, but did not get the contract. And after that, he actually retired from fighting for a minute, thought, okay, I'm done here, but changed his mind, went back to work, got some wins outside the UFC, of course, and he's getting this assignment on late notice. Let's see what we
The
got here.
official weight, 186 pounds for Chris Curtis.
186. And I was talking to him, I was training at Extreme Couture the day he left for New York, and I was talking to him about it, and he said, listen, I'm aware of the gravity of this moment. I'm not going to be laser focused when I walk out in MSG. I'm going to take my time and soak it in, you know, as I walk out into that arena.
All right, Kamaru Usman, Colby Covington. This is the main event, DC, and if it's as good as it was in 2019, it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, and you see this, Colby Covington set a really high pace, but then Usman was able to stay with that pace. He took a lot of shots too, and Colby landed. But I thought it might have surprised Colby a little bit that Kamaru was able to stay with him. Colby uses his cardio as a weapon. In most cases, in this incident, it didn't work for him. But I'm telling you, man, he fought great in that fight, as did the champ Kamaru Usman.
But in another rematch, we've got the ladies going at it at strawweight, and man, you see Rose in this fight. She does the amazing. She constantly is shocking the world. The fight did not last very long. We expected Zhang Weili to go out there and put that physicality on here, and no, Rose lands this kick, shocks the world yet again. But we had to see more. Like you said earlier, DC, we wanted to see more of that fight, so we're back just 7 months later, and I cannot wait to see how this one plays out. It's gonna be fantastic.
Justin Gaethje and Michael Chandler, the other really big one on this card, and whoever wins this one could be next in line to fight for the title.
Oh my God, this is to me the people's main event right here. Like when you talk about Michael Chandler, he was one of the most highly anticipated guys that we saw come to the UFC. And then Justin Gaethje, I mean, these guys are offensive powerhouses. They can finish a fight at any given second. They can, as soon as they touch you, it's almost lights out for you. This is the fight that I think everybody's looking to see. Justin Gaethje, and when he put this beating on Tony Ferguson, that was one of the worst beatings I've ever seen a human being take in my life. I mean, he was trying to shake off the dust.
Hey, what's up? This is Chris Barnett. I'm fighting out of Athens, Georgia. Can't wait to put a great show on for y'all. What's funny about this fight is they got the DC and Stipe fight, right? But if you ordered it on Wish, you got this fight right here. Chris Barnett versus Game Vellante.
Chris Barnett. We used to call him Huggy Bear back in the day. He's originally from Tampa, too. And he was a Florida legend.
Well, he is. He's the man, bro. Like, this guy has an energy about him that's unmatched.
Oh, my. I'm going to do it. I didn't hear the weight. What was his weight?
I didn't hear it either. I just
Yeah, I mean, he's so entertaining. I mean, and that was the problem because before he was too heavy, but he could do backflips and spin kicks. I mean, he was the man in Florida.
Very similar to you in terms of body type.
Well, I mean, I think I'm a little better than Chris Barnett, but it's okay though. That's the Wish version on discount. That's my boy though. He's a
at home.
good man. Hey, you see my man King Bobby Green walking up here. This guy's a longtime veteran of the sport, guy that loves to fight. And honestly, his last fight, we were like standing up out of our seats watching this guy perform because we have seen him around for so long. He's competed at the highest level for so long. He weighs in at 155. To see him still today competing, making money, and building that future for his family like he likes to talk about every time is very encouraging for Bobby. But very well-rounded, tremendous skill, and an unbelievable mixed martial arts.
He's one of the only guys that can get away with doing a Philly shell in mixed martial arts.
Dude, how?
Defensive, I don't know how he does it, but his defensive skills are unreal.
Is the shoulders. They're constantly rolling.
Yeah.
He's never like a stationary target. He's rolling left, rolling right.
6th fight in the last 2 years for the Fontana, California native.
He's been busy.
Another contender alum. There's so many on this card. 10 of them. Jordan Williams.
Yeah, Jordan Williams was on the Contender Series not once, not twice, but 3 times. Finally found his way to the UFC. And, you know, while he hasn't quite found his footing, you got to go back to his Contender Series fight, right? He knocked out Rodriguez, not Daniel Rodriguez, but
D-Rod killing everybody.
not D. It wasn't D-Rod, but Gregory Rodriguez in round 1. And when you go back to Gregory Rodriguez, the fight that he had the other week and the performance that he had, it makes that win even more impressive. And we've got
Zhang Wei Li. This is live. Look at the numbers. She lost the belt, of course, back in April. That remarkable head kick, one of my favorite shots of you guys calling that fight. I mean, because the reaction was just so natural with you and John and Fred.
Nobody has to know, Zach. Nobody has to know.
So, when I talk about Wei Li, man, I think he might have said 115 or 114.2, some point 2.
We haven't heard yet.
You can hear the commissioner. Nobody said it on the air, but you can hear the commissioner a little bit. Yeah, 115.2 is what he said. Get the box and take off the mask.
Yeah, Talbot say, take the mask
it
off.
all off.
Yeah.
I'm behind that curtain and nothing if I'm Wei Li, because I am not going to try to break a sweat again. Yeah, take the mask off. Let's see if that helps.
2 outs.
Oh, what? 0.2.
I don't
She'll
think
be
the
fine.
mask will weigh a quarter pound, but
No,
the rest
but
of
it's
her
the
outfit
point
for
2.
sure does.
But the point you start taking it off piece by piece, right? The point 2 is on these digital scales. You gotta. It's like in the middle. You can be 0.1. It'll still weigh you 0.2. It ain't gonna weigh you lighter. It's always gonna be weighing on the heavier side.
Did you prefer the digital scales or the traditional scales?
Honestly, man. Hold on.
No scale.
Hey, this guy's like looking in the curtain.
Official weight 115 pounds for Zhang Wei Li. Your UFC Strawweight Championship rematch is official.
Let me tell you something.
Stop throwing that man under the bus. He wasn't looking behind the curtain.
He kind of did get caught, though.
I prefer the doctor scale because if you got a smart commissioner and that thing hits when that thing moves from the top, you're on weight. Get it off. Slide it to the side. It's over. I like the doctor scale.
A nice little estimation.
Nice estimation. As soon as it breaks, you made weight.
We're good.
It's
All right, next fighter to the scale competing live on pay-per-view tomorrow. The 13th ranked bantamweight in the world.
What's up, guys? Chito Vera here. I'm very excited to be here. I'm ready to go. You know, in my walk to the cage, I want all you guys to be saying, "Si se puede." That's what we say when the soccer team is playing. That means like, you will do it. Like you will get to do it. There's no way you cannot do it. So when I'm walking to the cage, I want you guys to be yelling and screaming. Close your fists and be like, "Si se puede, si se puede," because I'm coming and I'm gonna be a world champion.
Si se puede. Si se puede. I've seen people do that before when Velasquez was fighting. But I mean, Chito, you can tell he does TV. He spoke through the whole way.
Yeah, he did.
He is the future. Ian Gary.
What's up? I'm the future Ian Gary. And you know the way they say that sometimes the aftershock is more dangerous than the earthquake itself. Well, I'm the other loud, brash, confident Irishman ready to take over the UFC.
Hey, this kid.
169.6, the official weight for Ian Gary.
This Ian Gary, man, I sat with him at the fighter meeting yesterday, and I left going, wow, if you can fight like you can talk, because I haven't seen the kid fight, right? I just started doing my research on him today, and I was like, if I can watch, if you can fight like you talk, he goes, man, let me tell you something. I'm even better at fighting than I am at talking, which is surprising because he just lit up the entire room yesterday when he came in.
You are very much going to enjoy watching tape on him from Cage Warriors because, I mean, he is the complete package. He's got the wrestling, he's got the striking, he's got the head kicks, he's got the jiu-jitsu.
Really?
And as you say on the mic, I mean, he's, to me, a very, very exciting prospect.
You're
He's
really,
gotta perform,
you're jumping out. You're jumping out on.
Well,
I mean, that's scary.
All the
Laura,
guys
you
at
better be
Sanford are
careful.
high on him. Like
They
I've
are?
seen it. Yeah, I've seen him at
Dean.
Sanford MMA, and they've all been high on him.
Text me once you watch his tape.
I will. But I kind of asked Greg Jones about it. I go, how good is this kid? Greg goes, DC, he's good.
I don't know if you picked up on what DC said at the very beginning. We kind of rolled right through it. I just started studying up on him this morning.
Yeah.
It's 9:20 in the morning on the East Coast. I'm very thankful that DC did his research for the weigh-in show.
No. Listen, I'm doing my research for the fights tomorrow.
Oh, just-
I'm doing
just checking.
the weigh-in
Just
show.
checking.
Right here. So we're talking about the story here at the weigh-in show. We're not talking about the skills in the fight. That is tomorrow night. So I'm in a bit of a. Hey, listen.
Hey,
Going to
thank God
He's still
we-
on
thank God
Abu
we have
Dhabi
Dean and
time.
Laura.
He's still on Abu Dhabi
Going to
time.
Oklahoma State, you understand how to like cram work into a short window. And I can't retain it anymore, Dan. You know, if you don't remember, for a living, I got punched in the head for a lot of years. So I like to do it late notice so I can retain it.
It's funny how everything goes back to why you can't remember. It's like golf scores. It's like anything.
Yeah.
This guy, like, he's like, first off, I don't know how you made it 30 minutes into the show without this coming up. You know we're just a stopover for this guy, right? This guy's like, oh, you didn't do your research. We're a stopover for this guy because I'm like, yo, Helly, he usually comes in on Thursday. Instead, Helly showed up this morning. I said, Helly, you want to hang out, have some dinner? Let's you and I talk. Let's get ready for the show tomorrow. He goes, oh, no. So stuck up that stupid pinky, stuck his stupid ass pinky up and goes, I have 2 football games tomorrow. It's really unheard of. It's really unheard of.
really unheard
It's really
of.
unheard of. that I have
Did you
2
see
football
Did you
games
see him in the
one day.
dressing room with the hairspray?
A guy, I can't stand this
With
guy.
the cloud.
Like, dude,
Yeah.
he's one of those dudes. Look at his dude. Remember when Justin Gaethje told Michael
Look at
Chandler?
stupid what? What are you
His
about to
face.
say?
Remember when Justin Gaethje told Michael Chandler, I want to punch his stupid face?
Yeah.
His Helly and his stupid pinky finger talk about his 2 football games. It really is unheard of. I have Penn State versus Maryland, and then I have another. Get out of here. Well, I'm out of here right after the show, DC. I'm right to the airport on the plane.
First of all, the
Keep
conversation was on
bragging.
the phone. How do you
Keep
see my
bragging,
pinky if
Helly.
we're on the phone?
Oh, that was this morning. We're in the cab. Helly's all, 2 games. 2 games. Look, Dean.
All right, hey, Dean, you don't believe that.
You
crap.
like this guy, Dean?
No, I like Dan. I mean, he's cool, but
A
you know what I'm
little
saying?
bit.
But I got to keep an eye on him. Okay, we got Phil Hawes here. This is my boy. One of the top prospects when he was first coming out of college. And I remember there was like a bidding war on him between gyms. Everybody wanted him. John Jones ended up getting him as a sparring partner. He said that really taught him a lot. He said he may have started his career a little too early, but now he's ready to show the world what he's made of.
5.4, the official weight for Phil Megatron Hawes.
Phil Hawes can be the
Says,
man.
185.4.
Yes,
yeah,
Phil can be
for
the
sure.
man, bro.
Yeah, he said he learned his lessons from some previous fights, and now he's
Ready.
mature enough and he's ready to show the world what's up.
All right, let's welcome in the champ, Rose Namajunas, kind enough to join us now. Last time we saw you, Rose, it was just an amazing finish. And when you look at the numbers, you are remarkably successful in rematches, 3-0. How is it that you're so successful the second time around you fight somebody?
And I don't look at, I take information from the previous fight, but I always treat it like it's a brand new fight.
In terms of what you're adding to your arsenal, I know you're always tweaking and adding things, but things went so well last time that you faced Zhang. Is it basically the same game plan for the most part this time around?
It's pretty much the same game plan, just everything is enhanced. I've added some new punches, new kicks, new takedowns, even new submissions. And my defense has gotten a lot better too.
Rose, to hear you talk about improving, I mean, that's just from a fan's perspective exciting, to think about that. But I was wondering, watching the lead up to this fight, obviously you have two teammates fighting alongside you. Do you enjoy having other teammates on this card and preparing alongside them, or would it be easier, if this was your night alone?
I think there's advantages, pros and cons to everything. And I appreciate being able to go to war with my, fellow fighters and friends. But I could do it alone too, in an alley somewhere.
You've obviously lit Madison Square Garden on fire before. When you think about walking out into that arena again, I mean, does that moment come back to you, or are you just laser focused on being present?
I'm laser focused.
Rose, one of my favorite moments in UFC history was watching you go, I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best. And that resonated with a lot of people. And that's, yeah, and how did that come about?
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
It comes from conquering the negative thoughts that pop up into everybody's mind. And the only way you can do that is by replacing it with things that will give you confidence, and then just reaffirming that with your positive affirmations.
With a win tomorrow night, will this make you the best strawweight of all time?
Ooh, I think it'd be safe to say that, but I guess I let the people decide that one. I'm just here to give my best, go out there and have some fun, and when it's all said and done, we can make those decisions later.
Rose, Zhang Weili as an opponent is someone that had won 21 fights in a row, and you knocked her out in a minute and 15 seconds. There's not much to take from that fight. But when you look at her and you watch the training footage and you go back to the footage from before, how excited are you to share the octagon again with someone that is viewed as such a tremendous fighter?
Absolutely. She's a beast, she's what, is a huge part of what gets me up in the morning, other than just like my own motivations. I got to be on point for her. So and I'm on point for myself as well. And yeah, she's a great competitor.
Champ, for someone that has openly said that when it comes time to fight, there are stresses. So what does the next day and a half look like for Rose Namajunas? Do you stay in the hotel room with your thoughts? Do you walk Central Park? Like, what does the next day and a half look like for you outside of just rehydrating and getting prepared to fight?
Gosh, it's pretty low key all week. I just got to rehydrate, and I haven't left the hotel since we got here. So other than the press conference, I'll probably just be in my room rehydrating.
Rose, when you think about this fight and you're running it through your head, how often do you go back to the last fight, or do you try to wipe that clean and just think about here and now and what's coming up?
All in the preparation, I think we've thought about the previous fight as much as we should. And right now, it's just the closer we get, it's more and more about each and every step that's ahead in front of me. So with that being said, other than when I'm backstage and they're going to show the highlights and stuff, other than that, it's really not going to be, it's all I'm thinking about is right now.
Rose Namajunas, women's champion, strawweight champion, joining us now. Hydrate. Can't wait for Saturday night. Thank you for taking the time to join us, Rose. Good luck.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right, here's a look at who is still the weigh-in, coming to the weigh-in stage. We are still waiting on some very big names, including Colby Covington and Michael Chandler. They will be coming to the weigh-in stage here shortly over the course of the next hour or so. But right now, let's take a look at one of the big ones on this card, the co-main event. It is Rose Namajunas and Zhang Weili. With as good as these two are, as we take a look at the numbers, you just hope we get to see more in this fight because it's going to be so good. And you look at the 79% of the strikes to the head by Namajunas, and then almost 34% from Zhang Weili strikes coming via the leg. Ode Osborne, the Jamaican sensation, set to weigh in right now, the 29-year-old, fighting out of Pure Vida, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and MMA in Milwaukee.
That's right. He's from, but he went to high school in my area back in Florida. He actually played football with Jacoby Brissett and Nick O'Leary. And he said it was like 4 current NFL players on his team back then. But he is a remarkable athlete. He can wrestle. He's strong, super strong. He can do it all.
125.2, the official weight for Ode Osborne.
And to see Ode Osborne at his weight, and you remember his last fight didn't go his way, but Manel Kape didn't make weight by like 3 pounds.
Yeah.
So it's good to see him in a fight where he's going to fight and have a chance to really put his skills on display.
He's got good length for a flyweight as well.
And I believe he's a teacher.
Yeah, he's a full-time teacher.
Full-time teacher in Milwaukee.
It's a hard job.
All right, next fighter to the scale, former
Takes
world
a lot
title
of
challenger,
patience.
the 5th
Well, if
ranked
the kids
lightweight
try
in
him.
the world and
I mean,
competed
I
live on
doubt it.
Pegasus
No,
Channel.
no, you're a teacher
They're scared of
UFC fighter.
Chandler.
Here's Iron Mike Chandler, the former Bellator champion. Just his 3rd fight in the UFC, and these two, their styles are so similar, always moving forward. Let's listen in here.
Official weight 155.2 for Michael Chandler.
Just an all-gas, no-brakes type of fighter, Sanko.
I mean, he knows no other direction than forward, but so does Justin Gaethje. And I mean, to be in this spot, your 3rd fight in the UFC, that speaks to all of the work that he put in before he came here and, the reputation that he brings with him.
You ever see him with his son?
Yeah.
Such a great. I want him to adopt me. I was like, yo, can you adopt me
Same.
and treat me like that?
Yes.
All right, let's welcome in the champ, the welterweight champion of the world, Kamaru Usman, joining us now. Kamaru, thank you so much for taking the time. I guess my first question is, things are so different for you now as opposed to a few years ago. You're flying out here from Colorado on the G5. You're appearing on Max Kellerman's show. You're the best pound-per-pound fighter in the world. Do you enjoy all that comes with being the best right now, or do you just wish you could focus on fighting? Some people embrace it, some people, it's a distraction.
Well, I don't think it's for me. It's expected. You know, this is what happens when you grind to the top. You know, there's a lot that comes with that. Of course, sometimes it could be a bit of annoyance because, all I want to focus on is continue to improve and get better. And, of course, focus on my family and raising my daughter. But, that's part of it. Daddy has to go to work in order to make sure that you stay in that private school. So, it has its ups and downs, but, we're doing what we have to do.
Well, and this is where your focus lies right now, Kamaru. It is with your opponent, Colby Covington, coming to the scale. What goes through your mind when you see this man?
I mean, nothing. Just another opponent. Of course, as a competitor, you're going to get those jitters. We just made weight, and you're going into a physical altercation. But at the end of the day, I see these guys as just competitors. Like I've said before, these guys are my sons. I've proven that I am the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, and it'll be no different this Saturday.
I love when you say that. It's so disrespectful. These guys are my sons. It's amazing. Hey, Trevor's been busy, man. He has 3 of you guys getting ready. Has that been fun for you, that you guys can all enjoy that together?
Absolutely. I've always said that I've been blessed because I've always been on these teams to where I you have that camaraderie. And it started with wrestling, and DC, you could attest to some of this, is when you're on that wrestling team and guys have to go duel another team, you have that bond, you have that camaraderie, and that's what we have. We have a very special bond, and, we all get our time. That's the thing. It's not, now Trevor's busy, he doesn't have time for this guy or that guy. No, we still get our time. We have our time slots. We come in, we get our work done, we go home. And you know, my last fight in Jacksonville, we were able to get Rose on that, but you know, Justin was kind of left out, and so I was going to make sure that we didn't do that this time around.
169.5, by the way, the weight for Colby Covington as he weighed in just a moment ago.
Who cares?
You know, in the first fight, there was so much emotion involved with the fight, and this time you said you wanted to take that emotion out, but it still seems to be some beef between you two. How do you separate your emotional feelings from the technical aspect that you want to display in this fight?
Oh, make no mistake, there's big beef. You know, as competitors, there's big beef. For some reason, this young man seems to think that he's better than me. You know, your sons grow up one day and then they start feeling like they have that grown man strength that they can deal with their pops. They don't know yet. It's not their time yet, young buck. And so I have to go in there Saturday night and remind him once again that it's not his time. You know, he has to live with the fact that in the era where he existed, there was somebody else that was better.
I mean, you guys had some outfits on yesterday. Was that leopard, son? Was that leopard? Was that leopard, Usman?
You know, DC. You know, I kill him. I come to kill him. I come to kill him. I'm gonna kill him all. I've been flaming them all week, and I'm gonna flame them till I'm done.
I mean, what in the world? I just saw that for the first time. You shoved him, but you and leopard. He got on now later. He looked like a now later.
It was like he had cotton candy on.
Oh my God.
These boys really breaking out the fashion for New York City. Now, Usman, when you talk about Colby Covington, I looked at a stat earlier, and you have 100% takedown defense. Do you anticipate that he's going to be trying to take you down? Do you think that takedown defense is going to be tested more today or tomorrow, opposed to other times in your career?
I mean, he might try. If he tries to use his intellect, he might say, hey, that's an avenue that I haven't explored. But there's a reason he didn't explore that the first time. And when he gets in there, he will quickly realize that, yeah, that's probably not going to happen. When we step in there, these guys realize very quickly that it's a different ballgame. You know, I'm much bigger, I'm much stronger, I'm much faster, and I'm just more agile than them. You know, I beat him to the punch in every single way. And you know, if he wants to wrestle, he can try, but then I will prove to him very, very quickly why I have 100% takedown defense and that I am a better wrestler than him.
A lot of pride in that, Usman, 100% takedown defense?
Yes, a lot of pride in that. Let's be honest, DC. You know when you give up them takedowns in there. You give up them takedowns, it haunts you. Because it's horrible, because we are wrestlers, first and foremost, and you know, we take a lot of pride in being able to defend and take ownership of what got us to the dance. So absolutely, I take a lot of pride in that. I mean, you know, we have common opponents here. He was taken down 3 times by RDA. You know, I fought RDA. He couldn't get one. So, you know, Damian Maia as well. You know, I was probably more worried about someone like Damian Maia, because Damian Maia, if he has to take 30 attempts, he's going to shoot 30 attempts. You know, but he was unable to get one, and he realized how quickly and how hard it is to be able to get in on me and get a takedown.
Kamaru, I know you've used that phrase a lot this week, that he's going to have to live knowing that there was someone better than him in the era that he was fighting. How does that rank for you in terms of gratification in this win, inserting that knowledge inside his head or defending the championship? What's more important to you?
I mean, it's kind of one of those things. There's a lot of guys, you know, that come up in sports that are just amazing athletes. Like Hakeem Olajuwon, one of the best. You know, he was just in the era where there was a Michael Jordan. You know, there's nothing you can do about that. No shame in that. He still got his shots. He still got his accolades, but there was a Jordan there. And Colby, I've said it, you know, I will place him in the top 15 welterweights of all time. You know, incredible fighter. I give him that respect. But he has to live with the fact that there was a pound for pound best on the planet during his time.
Yeah. Usman's a bit disrespectful here to the great Houston Rocket Hakeem Olajuwon. There are 2 Houston Rocket championships in that era, Usman, so don't go crazy acting like because Jordan was playing, Olajuwon didn't get rings.
Boy.
Hakeem
my
got
boy.
rings. Hakeem
Hakeem's
got
my
rings.
boy.
So put some respect on the Dream's name, Usman.
Oh, that's my boy. That's my boy. You know, no disrespect at all, but Hakeem knows.
He got a couple titles. He got a couple titles.
I love hearing you guys talk about greatness, Kamaru. In terms of the greatest welterweight of all time, you're chasing GSP. At one time, you wanted to fight him. Obviously, that's not going to happen. He's a Hall of Famer now. But as you think about your legacy moving forward, as you think about potentially being considered the greatest of all time, maybe one day even better than GSP, how much does that go through your mind?
Well, I hate the way that's being put, that I'm chasing GSP. I'm not chasing GSP. You know, GSP had maybe, 4 fights before he got the title shot. You know, well, I had to take the long back roads, back door, back alley, you know, in order to get that title shot. So I'm not chasing GSP. You know, look at his body of work. It was spectacular. And I consider him one of the greats. And look at my body of work. You know, it's right up there as well. I'm not placing that greatest of all time on myself. You know, by the time I'm said and done with my career, I'm going to let you guys do that.
That is a perfect answer from the champion who is riding an 18-fight winning streak. He has defended his title 4 times, looking to do it again. Kamaru, good luck. Hydrate. Thank you so much for your time, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Such a fun guy to talk to, obviously a champion. He is making his way up the ranks of the greatest of all time, and we will be talking about him for many, many years. Here's a closer look at the Nigerian Nightmare.
It's wonderful. Changes speeds. It's good.
Kamaru is a champion.
1-2. The jab cross hook.
So it's about polishing. It's about shining.
Good. Right foot trigger. Ha, very nice. Again. Ha, good. Low and strong. Ha, good. Ha, good. Ha, good. Ha, yep.
How do I hone in what he does great and make it just a little better?
Ha, ha, go. Ha, see. You're gonna land that every time. I love it. One jab.
He's got a nice stiff jab.
Don't you forget the body. Thank you, Kamaru.
Trevor has improved and elevated my game.
Keep touching the body for me. Simple. He's already breaking, bro.
In little subtle ways that make a huge impact.
And still!
Ain't no stopping us. We do the impossible.
So keep the motion like that just for a little bit and add a little bit of just off beats with feints. It's kind of like when we were fighting Burns and we got a little relaxed moving out on the left. Stay strong, baby, with good movement. With good movement. I love it. Double jab.
There's levels to this game, and Kamaru's level is higher than we even thought of before.
Oh, ha, thank you. Again. Oh, ha, good.
Adding to that foundation that Hooft has created and learning how to stand here, block a kick, take a kick, deliver a kick.
That might be something that he's working on in Colorado that he didn't do as much of down in Florida.
But now with Trevor, it's find the angle, land the kill shot.
And that will do it. And still the best welterweight in the world.
And take a break.
I've always had the power.
If Kamaru Usman is better, it's bad news for the division.
What a monster. Incredible.
Stay sharp, stay sharp, stay sharp.
It's just now putting a little bit of fine tuning into it.
You're killing them with fundamentals. You are not desperate. You break this.
Kamaru Usman's right hand is ridiculous.
Ain't no stopping us. We do the impossible.
And still.
Well, celebrate.
UFC 268 weigh-in show as we take a look at the early prelims. Still 4 actually, who have yet to walk to the scale. This is the early prelims. Here are the late prelims, and we still have, just 2 Michailidis and Imanov. And on the main card, we've seen several of the big boys and girls step to. We are locked and loaded. They have all stepped to the scale. And our 2 championship fights are ready to go. What many have dubbed the People's Championship. Michael Chandler and Justin Gaethje have also weighed in as well. So we've done a couple of interviews. We've talked to a couple of champions. We have our double champ here, and we have our current weigh-in show champ here as well. Dean, I feel like sometimes you're just kind of caught in the middle between these two. I want to see you with the strap, my friend.
I've held on to it a couple times. You know, I've touched it a few times, but I can't walk away with it.
Well, let's see if you can do that today. Our first game. Are you guys ready for this?
Yes.
All right, this is going to be study up. Just a few trivia questions. Senko, you're not looking over my shoulder,
Not looking
are you?
at your shoulder.
I just need to get in the light here. All right, who has the most UFC fights of the men on tonight's card? Most UFC fights of the men fighting on Saturday's card. Whew. All right, don't turn them over yet. We're gonna reveal the answer on the screen.
So it's okay for Laura to just grab her notes?
I'm looking at a card. Oh,
she's just
sorry.
Yeah, bro, you see what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy.
It doesn't have their number of fights on there.
She should be out of this question.
You can roll it back. Listen, you can roll it back.
She should literally be out.
RJ
she didn't
just
know
stole
who's
the card.
fighting.
Listen.
Yeah, that is true.
All right.
You can't.
And the answer, hold on. The answer is, we'll show it on the screen, Frankie Edgar, who got it right.
Roll it back, and you'll see I wrote it before I even looked at the card.
I trust in Senko.
That's a very easy one, and she had to look at the card. That's crazy.
So Frankie Edgar walking into the octagon for the 29th time tomorrow, tied with Michael Bisping for 9th all time. But name the man with the most fights in UFC history at 38, a record he set just a few weeks ago. Most fights in UFC history at 38, a record set just a few weeks ago. Are you done or are you still thinking?
I'm done.
Everybody's done. All right, let's reveal the answer on the screen, please. It is Jim Miller, of course, and everybody's going to get this. Jim Miller. All right, no surprise here. You guys know your stuff. Kamaru Usman has 5 UFC title wins. Only 2 welterweights have more. Who are they? You need both to get the points. 2 welterweights with more title wins than Kamaru. Two, one. All right, let's reveal the answer on the screen. GSP and Matt Hughes. Okay, you guys got it. You got to get both. So
I couldn't remember. I could see him. I couldn't remember how you name. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Laura, you talked about this earlier. Rose has the most finishes in UFC strawweight history. How many? How many finishes for Rose Namajunas? The most in UFC strawweight history.
Ready?
Everybody have it?
Yeah.
You good? Let's reveal it. The answer is 5. Everybody got 5. So Dean and DC currently tied for the lead. Laura Senko is one back. Okay, 2 fighters on this card, top 5 in most strikes landed per minute with an average of 7.46 and 7.29 respectively. Who are they? 2 fighters, top 5 in strikes landed per minute. Who are they? This actually is a tough one. One's obvious, maybe the other not so not.
Oh, shit, I messed up.
All right, let's turn
I need
around.
to rechange.
No, you don't.
All right, here we go.
God, I forgot. I just wanted Gaethje. Oh, I
DC
wanted
is
for
wrong.
Gaethje.
That is
Sorry.
incorrect.
That's
And
wrong.
You're both wrong. You guys both missed on Shane Burgos.
So
Okay.
wait, does she get
Hold on,
one
so
for
hold
that,
on.
or
Yeah.
nobody?
Double.
All right,
You had to get
double
both of them to get it right.
point answer. Okay, good.
10 fighters on tomorrow's card competed on Dana White's Contender Series. Name 5 of them. There's 10. You got to name 5, DC. And by the way, you
I don't
called
even know who's
Contender
on the
Series. Well, maybe if you didn't start studying this morning, you would know who's on the card.
Oh, I know, Phil.
Don't make fun of my pinky ever again, and I won't make fun of you. Contender Series, guys, they're all over the
Music
place.
is driving me crazy.
That's what it's supposed to do. It's meant to just get the wheels turning in your head.
Stop talking. I'm blanking on people's names.
The guy named Mixed Kid that's fighting Jordan.
You just now everybody got one. Dean, thanks you.
Ah, I messed up.
Isn't it going to be amazing if Dean
All right,
gets
ready?
this? All right, Contender Series, guys. There are 10 of them. You just got to name 5.
No, she's right. She just wrote that.
I didn't
She
see
just
it.
wrote Curtis.
Well, that's
She
only 4.
Am I?
You only got 4.
No, Billy Q. I got it right.
DC. Wow. So DC moves into the solo lead.
How's he cheating this time?
I'm not cheating.
Okay, guys, you can put the whiteboards down. These are going to be rapid fire. We're going to be bringing the buzzers into play. Everybody has their own buzzer, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we have to lean? I worry about.
Okay, so
leaning.
DC, you're in the solo lead.
Yes, I am. I'm.
Dean has 4.
Laura's bad.
And
Laura's having a
Laura
rough
is
day.
trailing
Laura's
with
having a
3,
rough
which
day.
is very abnormal. Normally, she's the brains of
Because we're
this
not
operation.
spelling right now. You know, she's the best
Dean,
speller.
can you reach it?
No, but should I just hold it?
I think you got to leave it on the table.
I
See,
want
we
him
have
to hold
to
it
we have to
because
sit
that's
forward
cheating.
here.
I can reach it.
All right, let's do this.
All right. RJ Clifford.
So normally I'm catching a buzz at this time of day, but now I'm the buzzer judge here. So if you guys go, I'm going to tell you who's going to hit it, because it's going to be close. I know it.
Okay.
All right?
Hey, we're right back here.
Let's
RJ.
go.
All right, we'll go over here.
Don't step on
Run
my
that question,
computer.
Helly.
Okay. All right, RJ, you good? Can you see the buzzers?
Yeah, turn this around.
Hands
Oh,
on
hand
the
on
table.
the
Hands on the table.
Hand on the
Okay.
table.
Hand on the table.
Okay.
All right, here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to name the country. I'm going to name a fighter. You're going to name the country where this fighter was born. Okay? You ready?
Yes.
Nasruddin Imavov.
Laura.
Russia.
Yes. Chito Vera.
Laura.
Ecuador.
Yes. Ian Gary.
Ireland.
There you go. John Allen.
Brazil.
Yes. Melsik Bogdasarian.
Armenia.
Yes. Chris Barnett.
England.
Whoa!
Oh.
Sweden.
No!
I was so easy to say
I was going to say that, but I wasn't
It was too easy.
All right, nickname game. Whose nickname on tonight's card is this? All right, these are easy. You have to tell me Justin Gaethje and Michael Chandler's nickname.
The highlight in Iron Mike.
Yes.
Hands on the table, please, Laura. Thank you.
Okay. Tell me Edmund Shabazian.
I can't. I mean, I don't.
Okay.
Hey, listen.
Come on. We all heard that. Okay.
Okay. The Golden Boy. All right.
Okay.
So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna tell you the nickname. You're gonna tell me who it is. Okay. Ready? Megatron.
Phil Haas.
DC.
Okay. You get it?
Phil Haas.
All right. Good. King.
Bobby Green.
Damn it.
Hurricane.
Laura.
Shane Burgos.
Beast Boy.
Chris Barnett.
DC.
Okay. All right. Do we need a tiebreaker?
No, it's over, bro.
Or does
It's over.
DC
This is
win the
over.
first contest of the game?
It is over. It is over.
It actually,
You like that, D?
He killed it.
Do you like that, D?
It actually
You
wasn't
like
even
that,
that
D?
close. Wow. It's pretty amazing. I hope the belt.
What are you doing? What is that?
That's my snake
worm.
right there.
That's the worm.
Is that a worm
right
or a whale? My God, what are you doing?
D, let me get that
Hey.
worm for it, D. Let me get that. How you like that worm?
was not a
I hit that worm on him. Hey,
That was
now
like
I get to choose for someone to spin the wheel.
That was a sea lion, was what that
Oh,
was.
so you want to
yeah.
insult me?
Yeah.
So you want to insult me? Did it look good, D?
It was good, man.
All right, Laura, spin the wheel. You
The
want to
wheel,
insult me?
the wheel of misfortune. Here we go.
See, that old back don't work like it used to, Laura.
All right, Sanko, spin the wheel.
How do I? All right.
Let's go.
Where to stand? Sorry, Dan.
That's too soft.
Oh,
That's not
sorry.
even a spin. There you go. There's a real
Having an off
spin.
day, guys.
Oh,
The Colby Covington quote. Okay, so we have a couple of quotes
Okay.
that Colby has said
Okay.
recently. You're going to read them in a Colby Covington voice. Are we
Okay.
just doing one or are we doing all three? All four.
Just
of
right now?
them. Right now.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
I can't?
You got to read them
All
as you
right.
go.
Brazil hates me. Oh, big deal. Cry me a river. Build a bridge and walk over it. That doesn't make any sense. Build a bridge and walk over it. My pace alone is unstoppable. No one can keep up with the Cardio King in the bedroom or in the octagon. I am Colby Chaos Covington.
Whoa.
Good.
In the bedroom, wow. These aren't even complete sentences. This makes no sense.
But it's Colby Covington.
I'm sorry.
You've seen him in a press
I wish I
conference
had
before.
like.
Did you read them all?
I wish I had that.
You
I
read
know
all
that
four
now
of
and later
them?
syndrome.
Finished
I'm like,
them?
I'm trying
Oh,
to get
yeah.
into character. It's hard. It's not English. It's funny how I put a tweet that King Colby, the bounty hunter, was coming after Conor McGregor. Then he turned himself into the police. He knows what would happen. I would dunk the nerd underwater, make him quit.
That's pretty good. That's a good. You
Can you
speech
lower
pattern
the
down.
voice a little bit?
You got a speech pattern.
It's hurting my throat. I don't know how he does this. Holla, all you nerds and virgins.
That's the one right there. That might be my favorite one. That might be my favorite one.
He had that on Embedded the other night.
You know,
when he
Colby,
was training in the park.
Colby is a crazy person when it comes to his words, but one thing Colby can do is he can wrestle, and he shares that with a few people on the fight card, so I voiced something, and I wanted to share it with my friends here at the weigh-in panel. So, guys, run the tape. Let's go. You want to be an NCAA All-American like Kamaru, Colby, Justin, or Iron Mike? Hell, you might even want to be like me. Let me tell you what it takes.
Man, look at how strong.
He's gonna get slammed.
Powerful takedown early from Usman.
Let's start with the champion, Kamaru Usman, a national champion from the University of Nebraska-Kearney in Nebraska. If his style was a movie character, I would call it the Predator because it's camouflaged in slick technique and explosive power, all designed, though, to get to his patented high crotch. He gets to the high crotch, and before you know it, he sits you on your butt, and then you're underneath Usman. Not a great place to be. Look at my man Woodley right here. And a man the champion is very familiar with, Oregon State's Colby Covington. Covington will attack you from the very start of the fight to the last bell with multiple attacks, all designed for one thing, you to break.
There's a leg kick and gets caught and taken down again.
And it's all over.
That's it.
Mark Smith stops the fight.
Covington's right at times, but a lot of times Covington's also wrong. But none of that matters because he has one thing on his mind, attacking your will to survive. And not many people can stand with the pace of Colby Chaos Covington. All right, Greeley, stand up. Northern Colorado's Justin Gaethje. I call this guy a modern-day Chuck Liddell. Footwork, stand up so good that he doesn't even have to rely on his greatest skill. And you ain't getting to his legs. And if you do, you're gonna eat a few on the way in. I like to call what Gaethje does wrestling in reverse.
Have you ever seen anything like Justin Gaethje? Whoa.
And his opponent, formerly of the Big 12, the Missouri Tiger Iron Mike Chandler. Hey, got some power on this boy. Big punches, overhand rights, all looping, and then bang, Chandler explodes.
Oh, Michael Chandler maximizing the debut and sticks the landing.
That's why you paid the big bucks for Michael Chandler.
So what does it take? It doesn't matter. These guys, they all have it. Honored once upon a time on a national stage for their grit, skill, and determination. And now, all that practice has been put into action. So we have 4 distinct styles, 4 distinct hearts, and 4 distinct All-Americans.
And here is a look at the wrestling royalty in the main event. These two guys can use it when they need to. Obviously, it's their background, and both have been so good for so long. And heck, Colby Covington came to Oklahoma State when you were there on a recruiting trip.
Yeah, we tried to recruit Chaos. I mean, the guy was in Stillwater, and that just tells you how special he is as an athlete. That we recruited him into the city, tried to get him to come to Oklahoma State, the greatest wrestling university in the entire country. But Colby ran into a few issues over the course of the weekend. You know, the guy likes to cause a stir, and he did that in Stillwater. But when we talk about wrestling, and we talk about these two guys, they have hours of control time. Dean, you've been in there. Yeah. You understand how hard it is to make somebody do what you want, even if it's clinching them up against the side of the octagon. It's so difficult, but they are so knowledgeable, and they come from such strong backgrounds that they are able to implement these game plans at the absolute highest level.
Yeah, and plus, like, being a wrestler, like, you're just brought up with a natural aggression and a natural desire to win and compete, which is different from other martial arts to start off with, like, respect and things like that. But in wrestling, like, you're aggressive, and it's like, pin, get him, get him.
Yeah.
So, like, I think wrestlers always have an advantage in these fights.
It's the mentality, the aggression, but it's also the cardio. I mean, the cardio that you have to be a wrestler. When you spent your entire life building that cardio base, I mean, we see it in everybody that you talked about in that piece, DC. I mean, the pace that those guys put on their opponents. But what I'm dying to know in that main event is, are they going to wrestle this time?
Yeah, for sure.
Are they? You think so?
No, I'm saying, like, for sure, like the same thought, right? Like
I'm just dying to know, because we all thought, like, this is going to be the deciding factor, right? We're going to figure out
I think there will be some wrestling. Because,
I think there will be
because
too.
I think in the first fight there was so much animosity, and they wanted to prove that they were the better boxer. I think this is the time they're going to want to prove who's the better wrestler.
I think it comes down to Covington more than Usman, because I think Covington needs to get takedowns because he has to use it to try to tire Usman out. I think that was probably the biggest surprise for him in fight one, was that the pace that he put on Robbie Lawler on RDA. You remember in Newark?
Yeah.
What he did to Robbie, that pace he put on him was crazy. Insane. But the pace was insane, not only from the hands, but also all the takedown attempts Robbie had to ward off. He didn't do that to Usman. Usman was able to just stand with him, and he can do that. He needs to try to wrestle him more, make him scramble, make him just roll around on the ground to try to really attack the gas tank of Usman if he wants a chance. Because if he just stands with him with the improvements Kamaru's made, he's going to get knocked out again if he's not careful.
Yeah, I mean, he fought a very uncharacteristic Colby did.
That was not Colby.
No, because Colby uses a lot of movement, a lot of feints, takedowns, and in that first fight, all he did was stand there and box, and he took too many body shots.
Remember he had his hands down?
Yeah.
He told me that. I spoke to him, and he was like, you know, I wasn't myself. I didn't follow the game plan.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm in range with my hands down. I'm just taking the shots. He goes, this time I'm going to fight more. I'm going to fight smart. I'm going to fight like Colby Covington. And if Colby Covington is successful, Colby Covington is getting takedowns in those fights.
And how big of a mental victory would that be for Colby Covington to be the first person to land a takedown against Kamaru Usman? So if that happens on Saturday, that will be a wild moment that I think might be able to change the tenor of that fight, because for Kamaru to land on his butt for the first time ever in the UFC octagon.
Like, what in the world's going on?
Exactly.
And honestly, on paper, and just on paper, Covington is supposed to be the better wrestler. Covington is the guy that was an NCAA All-American, right? Kamaru was a great wrestler in Division II, national champion. But on paper, that Division I All-American is supposed to weigh more. But ultimately, we have seen in many occasions that it doesn't just come down to that. We've seen guys like Yoel Romero get taken on the octagon by Derek Brunson. But on paper, Covington should be able to implement that game plan a little bit at least.
It's fascinating to wonder what will be going through Kamaru's mind if he does get taken down. We asked him about it, and he said, yeah, of course, you would think about that during the course of the fight. So that's something that could potentially maybe shake him up a little bit. Speaking of wrestlers, a couple of All-Americans here in the lightweight rankings. Gaethje and Chandler going at it on Saturday night. Both are excellent. And both don't seem to wrestle a whole lot, especially Gaethje. They just like to fire and cut loose. If you had to say, looking at this fight leading up to it, Gaethje potentially could chop that lower leg of Chandler. If Chandler has to go into his back pocket, would he have the advantage wrestling in this one?
Again, on paper, right? On paper. But Justin Gaethje himself was an All-American and at Northern Colorado. This speaks to who he is. At Northern Colorado, it's not 10 guys going to the NCAA tournament trying to be All-Americans. It's one. And he became one of the top 8 guys in the country. But he only uses it as a defense. He's like Chuck Liddell. He doesn't shoot for takedowns, but he's so good at wrestling that when you try to take him down, you can't score. Now, you talk about the kicks, and you've mentioned it twice. When we talked to him, and he said, honestly, I got to be careful, because he thinks that's what got him in trouble in the Khabib fight. By kicking too much, Khabib caught a kick. Khabib didn't just take Justin down. He actually caught a kick to take him down, and then he struggled there. So he said he wants to kick, but he's got to be much smarter in the way that he approaches using those kicks in the fight.
I think it's an advantage that he uses his wrestling for one area.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Like, as opposed to splitting his time between offensive wrestling and defensive wrestling, he's spending all of his wrestling time just defensive wrestling. And he's so destructive with his hands that it works for him. And as we've seen in the Khabib fight, he may have some holes on the ground where he doesn't really even want to be on the ground anyway. So, like, he's so dangerous on his feet. Just keep it up. Just defend the shot and keep it up.
But for any good fight, I mean, you've got to have a good dance partner, right?
Yes.
And Michael Chandler is the perfect dance partner to bring the best out of Justin Gaethje, because he really is in many ways very similar to Justin Gaethje. I mean, the way that he closes distance. That first round against Charles Oliveira, I mean, we thought we might see a different champion. What he did to Dan Hooker, I mean, he's absolutely vicious. He is a tightly wound spring in there. You can see the athleticism that he has, that he brings to the octagon. But what I think could be a factor in this fight is the kicks. And I'm interested to see if Justin decides differently than what he said, because Michael Chandler has shown previous to the UFC that he has a susceptibility to those calf kicks. He's got such a low, grounded stance where he digs into the canvas to generate that power. And Justin Gaethje can swing those kicks from like a phone booth. I mean, he can generate power on those kicks from a very, very short distance. So I don't know. I think the kicks are going to be a big thing in this fight. We'll see if it plays out that way.
Here's a look at who is still to weigh in. John Vellante not on this list. He's set to weigh in here in just a moment. So 5 here, 6 including John Vellante, who are yet to weigh in. Their style's so similar, though. When you talk about these guys, we'll get back to that in just a moment. Here is John Vellante, who announced this week that this is going to be his retirement fight.
MacArthur High School graduate John Vellante.
John Vellante walking away from the game, man. I mean, that's my boy right there.
I'm out.
Look at him.
How can you not love John Vellante?
Oh my! Look at his armpit hair.
John just woke up, I think.
Yeah.
260.6.
I've never seen somebody with that much
the
armpit
official
hair.
weight
And hair on his chest.
for John
Look, John
Vellante.
Vellante is the man. This dude is fun, as we've always seen, right? We've seen John Vellante fight some of the best fighters in the world. We've seen John Vellante make weight. We've never seen John Vellante look like he just looked right there.
What do you mean? He's not going to be on the cover of GQ? Looking
No,
like
him and Chris Barnett, they will not be on the.
It doesn't need to be, though. You know what I'm saying? We need all body types in the UFC.
We need all body types. You need all body types. But John, it's not even about the body type, right? John, his hair, he looked like he just woke up. Right? It's like it's 10:30. It's my man John, but that's John Vellante, right? From playing video games, he's just a fun guy.
He's a big
and
kid.
you know, I fought with John all the way back to Strikeforce. So him walking away from the game, getting to go out at the height of the sport, it's fun. In the most classic John Vellante way that you could ever expect. It's tremendous.
Rewind for a minute back to the Gaethje-Chandler matchup. What does Chandler have to do to take Gaethje out?
I think Chandler needs to reel himself in a little bit. It's always a sprint with Michael Chandler. We were so close to having Michael Chandler as the champion right now. He had Charles Oliveira. But then after 5 minutes, obviously if you just go 110 miles an hour, you start to slow down. And then Charles hit him with the most perfect left hook that we've ever seen in a mixed martial arts fight. It was absolutely perfect. It was textbook. But if Chandler can slow down a little bit, knowing it's a 3-round fight, he can maybe find this shot opposed to trying to force that shot, because Gaethje is going to really pick him apart, because Justin, for as powerful as he is, Justin finds his spots in order to land.
Here is Andreas Michailidis, Senko.
Now, Andreas Michailidis really is, he is the total package when it comes to MMA. He can strike, he can grapple. And if you'll remember, on Fight Island, he was the one who had that kind of odd
185 pounds, the official weight for Andreas Michailidis.
185 pounds on the dot. That kind of odd UFC debut where the octagon cage, you know, the door came open and they stopped the fight. So now he's back at his natural middleweight weight class and looking to do big things in this fight.
So let's talk about Chandler. And if you look at Gaethje's losses, he was outboxed in those losses. Chandler may be able to pick up some things with that, because Chandler is a beautiful body puncher, and people forget about how well he goes down to the body. If he can, like DZ says, reel it in and implement a game that incorporates good defense and body punching, he may be able to open up to the head of Gaethje. But you're right. If he goes out there and just balls to the wall like we expect, it may be some trouble for him. I think he needs to slow it down.
Try to play the long game a little bit, right?
Yeah, play the long game, go down to the body, work. Because, I mean, he might be one of the better body punchers in MMA. So he
That
needs to go
straight
down.
right hand. He throws that straight right hand to the body. It's nasty.
And
It takes a special guy to be able to think about putting Justin Gaethje on his heels, right? But that's the type of pressure that Michael Chandler brings to a fight. I mean, you've seen it throughout his work before the UFC, and in the little short picture that we've had inside the UFC, he is remarkable at pressuring both with presence and with the power that he carries in his hands. Like I said before, he's just this tightly wound spring. I'm fascinated to see is Gaethje going to take a backward step for the first time, potentially ever.
You talked about maybe slowing down a little bit. All we've seen since Chandler's been in the UFC is pedal to the metal. How difficult is that when you're in there in the octagon to tell yourself, okay, take a breath, slow down a minute, wait for the moment?
But I've seen him fight different before.
Right.
I saw when he beat Benson Henderson in the last time, where he really kind of took his time a little bit. Then he found his shot and finished him. He didn't force it. He didn't rush. It didn't even look like that one landed as cleanly as the Dan Hooker one landed. He took his time. Even in the Hooker fight, he threw the right hand to the body, threw the right hand to the body, threw the right hand to the body, left hook, bang. But it was still very quick. And you could see that he was setting that shot up over and over, just that Dan Hooker was backing up. He had him backing up so much. I wonder if having an opponent in front of you that isn't willing to back up makes you play a little bit of a different game and almost forces Michael Chandler to slow down and stay within himself as he approaches Justin Gaethje.
All right, Michael Chandler is joining us now, and it is good to, Michael, to see you again, not on a golf course, but as you get ready for the biggest fight of your career against a guy who, in terms of style, very similar to you. What is the biggest concern when you step into the octagon there against Justin Gaethje?
Well, I tell you what, I do wish I was on the golf course instead of about to fight Justin Gaethje. But I am excited. I am excited to get out there. I appreciate you guys what you have said. I agree with a lot of the kind of breakdown. As DC said, it's going to be interesting to see, does Justin Gaethje evade, or does he fight me in the middle of the cage? I've had a lot of guys. Excuse me. You guys catch me right after the weigh-in. I have had a lot of guys evade, run away, and you've seen other guys have success with that because trying to find that fine line between chasing guys and calculated aggression, or as you said, in the Benson Henderson fight, I took my time a little bit, picked my shots, eventually got the knockout. Ben Henderson, and then Dan Hooker, I had to kind of chase around a little bit, front kick to the chest, and then body, left hook.
Mike, you take a sip of water, man. I understand what you're feeling right now after making the weight.
You guys always do this to me, dude.
When the voice changes and the face is all gaunt, you understand how difficult it is for these athletes to get on that scale. Now, Mike, one thing we saw with Justin Gaethje is obviously he doesn't want to go backwards. But what you saw was Khabib almost dominated him with presence. By being in his face, not really showing that his strikes were taking an effect. Can you take anything from that and see that you can implement it into your game, where you almost make yourself so big that he starts to evade?
Absolutely. As Laura was saying earlier, too, just my presence and my pressure. From the very, very beginning, I want him to feel that the man in front of him is closer to him, putting more pressure on him, that is more of a threat than most of the people that he fights. Truthfully, there's no way I will ever be as much of a threat in his mind as Khabib's wrestling was, only because Khabib was so dominant with the wrestling. I'm a little bit more well-rounded than Khabib, so people have seen if I take you down, you might be able to get up, but then you might get knocked out. But Justin Gaethje was so focused on not getting taken down by Khabib that you saw him with his butt sticking out, overreacting to a lot of different shots. I think I bring that to the octagon. I'm going to touch your legs to set up the punches. I'm going to punch you to set up the legs. I want to turn this into a complete mixed martial arts fight. He says, I'll be shooting at his legs and I'm a biatch. I don't consider that. I don't consider that being a biatch. I consider that being a complete mixed martial artist. So we'll see, man. I'm excited to go out there and compete. He will feel my presence. I will mix it up. If I want to take him down, I'll take him down. If I want to knock him out, I'll knock him out. But you guys are going to be entertained.
Now, Gaethje is known for his power. Does his power have you concerned at any bit?
Yeah, I mean, of course. We're fighting in 4-ounce gloves, man. You know, the 12-year-old could walk in here and knock somebody out if they hit you on the chin. It's part of it, you know. He's a dangerous man. He loves to swing. He's just, it's like technical chaos. He loves the chaos. Sometimes when you really watch him, he gets close to you, he closes his eyes and he swings. And he's able to swing a lot. He's able to throw a lot of punches. And when he throws so many punches in a 15-minute fight, a couple of them are going to land. If they land on the chin, temple, soft spot, if they land in the right spot, anybody in the lightweight division could go out. So it's something that concerns me, but it's not something I'm afraid of. It's not something that's going to change with the way that I fight. I'm fighting with reckless abandon, foot on the gas pedal the entire 15 minutes. Can't wait to go out there and do it. If he knocks me out, he knocks me out. Justin Gaethje said that too. He's prepared to get knocked out or knock someone out. So either way, someone's getting a bonus.
This is a fight, Michael, that you have said you wanted way before you were in the UFC. So now, on the eve of making that walk to face Justin Gaethje, finally, the fight that you've wanted for so long, what is the overriding emotion?
I'll tell you what, I'm happy to make weight. That was kind of the first, that's always the first battle you got to go through. Now I'm going to rest up a little bit. Now I just enjoy the process. Now I can finally enjoy it. You know, the press conference was fun. Doing the media and stuff this week has been fun. New York just feels different. You know, this card feels historic. When I was signing the posters, it just felt different. Walking around the city is buzzing. There's fans everywhere, running into random people. There's a lot of MMA fans here. So not only is the opponent perfect, not only is the arena, Madison Square Garden, the most famous arena on the planet, where all the combat sports icons before us have competed. This city's just buzzing. This is an awesome event. This will be a historic event. The opponent is perfect. They switched it up on us. We're the first fight on the card, so go out there, buy the pay-per-view early, watch the show open, so you can see the two spark plugs of the night starting it off.
Hey, Michael, were you good with that? Obviously, they did that because Trevor Whitman's coaching 3 guys. They want to coach 3 in a row. Do you like that better? Do you like that worse, switching your spot on the card?
It doesn't really change much, honestly. It really just changes it by an hour.
All right, Michael Chandler, good luck. Can't wait to see this fight, my friend. It's going to be a good one. Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler, we have been talking about this ever since it was announced, as Michael said, in Madison Square Garden. It's going to be good. Take a look.
Justin Gaethje is the very personification of must-see television.
Man, look at that left hook. Another one.
Not just being wild, but being calculated in that wildness.
Oh! Right from Gaethje.
What you get out of Justin Gaethje is spectacular violence.
Coming off a loss, you're certainly not inspired to go home and relax. I was inspired to work.
The thing that stands out to me is that unwavering self-confidence.
I'll really put people into places that they've never been to. I control their mind, I control their heart, and then I take their souls.
Justin Gaethje knocks Edson Barboza out cold.
A win over Chandler gets me a title shot, and that is all that matters right now.
Michael Chandler is a savage wrestler with knockout power in both hands, and he keeps a pace that is hard to match.
Justin Gaethje and I are the epitome of two guys who go out there, throw with reckless abandon, throw caution to the wind.
The way he approaches fight, seek and destroy mentality.
So when you got two guys like that, they love to fight, they love the violence, they love the chaos.
Oh, Oliveira's in trouble.
It's guaranteed fireworks. There's no way that this fight isn't exciting. I am prepared to make a highlight or be made a highlight.
Oh! Big knockdown for Michael Chandler.
It's over.
Michael Chandler!
Woo! That's why you paid the big bucks for Michael Chandler.
See you at the top.
You know, I'm an entertainer, a performer, a show-off. I get bonuses because of my fights. They're so exciting. And I'm 100% for either getting knocked out or knocking somebody out in the UFC. So either I'm going to go to sleep.
Big right from Gaethje.
Or he's going to go to sleep.
Justin Gaethje is back.
It's guaranteed fireworks, and it could be a knockout in the first 5 seconds. It could be a 15-minute knockdown, drag-out war. Either way, you will be on the edge of your seat. You will be entertained. You will show up for the show, and you're going to see me get my hand raised.
Back to the weigh-in stage, Nasruddin Imavov, a 26-year-old from Dagestan, fighting out of Paris, coming off that win against Ian Heinisch in July.
Yeah, you know, he's from Dagestan, but he's one of the few Dagestani fighters who does not fight even remotely like Khabib does, training at the MMA factory there in Paris under, of course, the former coach of Francis Ngannou, Cyril Gane, Fernand Lopez.
184.6.
184.6
for Nasruddin Imavov.
And, man, he's just got some really, really slick striking. He's had a few moments where he's been able to be controlled a little bit against the cage, like against Phil Hawes, but last time out against Ian Heinisch, he looked like he'd made some major improvements. He's so much fun to watch on the feet, and like I said, he's a Dagestani that doesn't really wrestle that
kid
much.
is nasty.
Yeah.
I remember calling his fight.
Yeah.
He's nasty, man.
Yeah, and
Imavov's funny.
he could be one win away from being a ranked middleweight, taking on Edmund Sebastian here tomorrow night. Okay, playing a little game. You guys ready?
Let's do it. I mean, after what I just did today.
This is called NYC It. All right, I'm going to show you a picture of a famous New Yorker, and you're going to write down who it was. Everybody grab their whiteboards.
Yep.
Dino, do you have your marker?
It's right here.
That's mine,
What is
D.
yours?
Yeah, D tried to steal my mark.
Oh, here it goes. I got it.
You better hold on to that.
I did try to steal it.
Right here.
Okay, NYC It. We're going to show you a picture of a famous New Yorker. You're going to write down who it was. They're either from New York or associated with New York in some way.
Okay, here we go.
All right, the belt is currently
snap.
on
I
Daniel
dropped
Cormier. Here's your pen top.
Thank you, sir.
Good job.
If you lose the belt, you have to worm it back to me,
Oh,
by the way.
my ass came out. I got a belt on this morning. I had a little plumber's crack. I can't worm it again.
All right, NYC It. Here's number one.
I can't even see who that is. It's so far away.
Oh, I know who that is.
Oh, now I know.
We know who that is.
I know that one.
Her beautiful self.
That actually is the most unlike her picture that I've seen in
Thank
quite
you.
some time.
Took me a second.
All right, turn them around.
Of course.
Yeah, that's J-Lo
J-Lo,
right there.
you gotta get
I can't
that.
believe you guys put Jennifer Lopez, but her real name, J-Lo.
All right. J-Lo, we knew everybody was going to get J-Lo.
Okay,
It's
okay.
one apiece across the board. Here's the next one.
Oh, yep.
I mean, you guys have to get this. I mean, he's actually performing
He just cheated.
here at MSG tonight, guys.
He did the thing he always does.
Are you cheating again?
I'm not
All right, let's flip them. Billy Joel.
Oh,
You cheated.
Phil Collins?
Yeah, that's proof that you cheated.
cheat.
Because you cheated off the wrong
I get them
student.
mixed up all the time.
Okay, so
Phil Collins.
I'm going to tell you right now, DC's going to get this next one for sure. Dean, 50-50. Senko does not have a chance.
Hey.
You don't have a chance. I know you too well.
All right, let's go.
All right, let's throw it up there.
I'm about to be.
Oh, that's my boy right there. Oh, my God, I know his name.
That's an old picture.
I know. Oh, my.
Legend in this town. Has a son.
I can't remember his
Plays the
last
same
name.
position. Both on TV now.
You look a
DC
lot
cheated.
like you.
It is Phil Sims. Yes. And his son Chris Sims, also a very
Hey, it
good
doesn't matter if you guys
television
get it, as long as I
personality.
got it. I know who Phil Sims is, guys. Just know New
Well,
York.
I'm really
I also
surprised.
do. I also do.
Good job, Dean. Oh, come on.
Oh, what's
come
his
on.
name, though?
I mean, it's one of the top 5 shows on television, and a new season
Stop talking.
just started.
Stop talking.
3, 2, 1.
Damn it.
That's my boy
Of
right
course
there.
I know who he is.
I don't remember Phil Sims and no Larry David.
Can I just say one thing? I get that at home with my wife. You can't just
I
say that to
can't
me
think
up here
while
because then
you're-
I can't focus. All right. You got this one?
You know what? If I could flip you the bird right now on television, I would. I'm doing it in my mind. Okay?
Well, you can. You're actually hidden right there by that.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna hold my
Jeremy
board up.
Roenick.
God dang it.
What is?
I spelled it wrong.
He wants to. He said
He said
Bessier, but he
Bessier.
wants to say.
No,
I feel like he should get half of a point.
That is not.
You giving it to him?
spelled it wrong. No,
I'm actually okay giving him that.
No, he said Mark Bessier. That's wrong.
It was close.
It was close.
M and B. All right, let's go.
Okay, this one I would not probably get. This is another one that doesn't totally look like her.
I know exactly who this is.
Do you really?
Yes, dude, because I watched.
Dean, do you? I wouldn't get this.
I watched Cruel Intentions.
I know who it is. I can't think of her name.
All right, turn it
Yeah,
around.
you're right. It is.
That's Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is. It doesn't even look like her.
No, it doesn't.
Okay,
Don't hate.
Guys.
Don't hate.
guys.
How do I know some of this stuff?
Getting
You're gonna
destroyed.
get. You guys. This guy's a legend in this.
Okay, let's see it. Let's see
Okay,
it.
he had one of the. He had one of. Oh, it's
I
such a
know who that
great
is.
dunk.
That's my boy right there. Hey, look. Hold on. Let me
Senka's
finish
giving
this.
up.
Let
Senka's
me
giving
put
up.
this.
Really?
Hey, are you ready?
Hey, but yeah.
Look, he's trying to cheat.
Turn him around. Oh my God, I think Senko quit.
Hey, you see what the bottom says?
Go Pokes. He went to Oklahoma State.
Did he really?
Know that?
John Starks. John Starks.
Okay, Dean
That's
didn't
my
get
boy
it.
right there.
He was so fun to watch. Senko, have you just given up?
Yeah, she quit.
You'll get the next one.
Okay.
You'll get the next one. This guy's just recognizable.
Oh, he's from the Rat Pack.
Yeah.
Oh, what's his name?
Oh,
4.
God, I can't remember his name. Oh, I got it. Yeah, my bad.
All right, flip him.
Wait. Let me finish my number. All right, ready?
did he cheat again?
Sammy Davis
Sammy Davis.
Jr.
Yeah,
Got it. All right. Hey, golf clap
Not
for
that
Senko, guys.
dumb.
She got one.
Well, I told you.
Sorry, I only care about one sport,
But I
okay?
actually
And it is
told
MMA.
I actually said he's from the Rat Pack. I gave it to you.
I didn't,
All right.
I didn't need you to do that.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that's my boy right there.
Oh, I know he's a coach and he's really famous.
He's not a coach. But he would love you, Senko.
Oh, yes, he would. He might kiss you, Senko. He might
Oh,
kiss
don't name
you.
it. Okay.
He might kiss you.
All right.
He might kiss you, Senko. That's the man right
Broadway
there.
Joe.
Broadway Joe Namath. Wait.
The most famous quarterback in New York professional football
Hey, yo,
history.
I'm crushing you. All right, what's the
All right,
last
let's do
one?
it.
We have one more, and
I
Senko,
want
don't bother. Just set it down. Just set it down. Set it
Oh,
down.
that's my boy right there.
Yeah.
That's my boy right
My
there.
husband is so irritated with me now watching this show.
Hey,
He
guys,
should be.
He's so
He should be
mad.
mildly
Hey,
embarrassed.
He's so mad.
That's my boy right there.
There we go.
This boy right here. Hey, this boy changed the game.
The greatest
There it is.
pass
Outside
rusher
linebacker and
of
pass
all
rusher
time.
of all time. LT.
There's
hey,
one sport that
Also,
matters.
He haunted me growing up in Washington.
hey, also stories of LT's like life is legendary. Also,
It's wild.
Yeah,
he was
LT's
a
the
wild
man.
child.
And he was
a
great on
wild
any given
boy.
Sunday, too.
Hey,
boy.
let me tell you something. Hey, LT. Oh my goodness.
Oh wow.
Yo,
It's all right,
I'm
buddy.
killing y'all.
It's all right.
Hey,
It's all right.
Laura,
have
what
off
did you
nights.
say? What, Laura,
We all
what
have
did you
off
say
nights.
to me? You said I had a plumber's. Was it plumber's crack?
Oh, you said
Is that
plumber's
what you
crack.
said?
Is that when you were
said
doing the
it.
worm?
Yeah.
When I did the worm?
Yeah.
D, I'm not gonna do Laura again, my brother. I'm sorry I have to do it like
wow.
You gotta do it again?
that. I gotta get somebody to spin the wheel, D.
Oh.
You want to take one for her?
I'll take one.
Thank
All right,
you,
I'll
Dean.
take. I'll take.
Actually, no,
Thank
stop.
you. Thank you.
Stop, D.
What?
Sit back and relax.
Oh
Are you
no.
serious?
Oh no.
Dan
Again.
Haley.
Ah!
I
Yes.
get your bougie ass up there
Yes.
at the wheel.
Play.
Use your pinky.
Look at him. Get your bougie behind up there and spin that wheel. Oh my goodness. 20 anytime push-ups. So wait.
Right.
Dan,
Oh, you're gonna split them up?
let me
on
get
me?
one real quick.
Just one?
Yeah, just one.
Why just one?
Let me get one.
Can I bang a couple out?
Nah, just one.
All right, just
back flat. Okay, 19 left in the show. Go ahead.
That's it? That's the worst one.
Yeah.
Can we make him do it while he's trying to talk?
All right, well, I'm recovering from that.
This is not your gift. So you don't really have the option to say get weed. It's not a weed thing. It's not a weed thing. It's a my thing.
Let's take a deeper look at the champ, Rose Namajunas.
For UFC 268 training camp, Namajunas is splitting time between Trevor Whitman in Colorado and Greg Nelson in Minnesota, who, along with Pat Barry, once teamed up to prepare former UFC heavyweight champion Brock Lesnar for some of the biggest title bouts in history. But the strawweight queen they prepare today is easy by comparison, as indicated by her most recent flawless performance.
That was perfect.
When Rose Namajunas wins titles, she does it in spectacular fashion, doesn't she? Could it be any better?
The last fight with Weili, she had 10 different ways that Weili can lose. Weili didn't survive the first attack.
Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hook his ankle, reach up, and take him down.
Weili, she didn't even get to feel her strength on the ground.
Yes.
There's a strength that Rose has that nobody has even felt yet, and it's getting stronger all of the time.
Just holding that with just one arm. Being on Team Rose is all about Rose being the best version of herself. You don't necessarily have to take her opponent into so much consideration. For the rematch, she's prepared to fight anyone on that night.
Skill for skill, Zhang Weili and Rose Namajunas are a cut above. So for this rematch on November 6th, it could be mind over body that determines who walks away with the belt.
Anyone who loses a fight in that manner, it's really hard to come back from that. You have to have a life-changing experience to be able to get in with that level of confidence and that level of preparedness after getting your head kicked off by a kick you didn't even see coming. I mean, think about it. The last time Weili saw Rose, she just woke up.
She's upset. She doesn't want to believe it.
发挥出来就是训练的东西就已经结束了。
She is just this dominant force.
所以我觉得，如果他要是把我打个3回合，或打我5回合，把我打的都是感觉就自己就技术上什么都不如他，那我感觉肯定心服口服。
That was nasty.
这次输了以后，我就更多的就是不甘心的感觉。
The heavy knees. Oh my word. Zhang Weili makes history.
She can say what she wants, but I'm definitely a scary person to stand across from.
That is it. Rose Namajunas.
That'll help this next time, just knowing that I'm the best.
The Rose. Unbelievable.
之前的比赛，上次的比赛已经过去了，然后这次比赛是一场新的比赛，我准备得非常非常充分。我觉得我想成为一个新的冠军。
All right, here's a look at strawweight thug Rose Namajunas. I was thinking finishes, and I'm like adding letters to her name. Namajunas, the most UFC strawweight finishes in history with 5-6 performance bonuses, 8 wins, tied for fourth most in UFC strawweight history. And this is a weigh-in show. And this is Dustin Jacoby, who took this fight on short notice. Yeah. Found out just a few days ago. So let's listen to this one.
.203.6,
wow,
the official weight for Dustin Jacoby.
That's super impressive because he was actually elk hunting when he got the call about this fight just a couple of days ago. And I mean, man, he's one of those guys that you can't help but root for. Was in the UFC, was out of the UFC, now back in the UFC, and has not tasted defeat in, I think, 4 fights now. Very, very impressive kickboxing. I'm excited for that one.
CJ Vergara and Bruno Souza, the last two who have yet to weigh in, so we are waiting on them. Back to one of two title fights, Zhang Weili, Rose Namajunas. The last one ended in 78 seconds. That unbelievable head kick coming in from Rose. When you look at Thug Rose, it's different this time. She's not the challenger coming in. She holds the title for the second time. Her game coming into this one is as good as it's been. It seems.
You know, Rose has always been so impressive, and I trained against her on a few occasions, and she gets better and better each time. She's got ability to finish. She's game as they come, and her mental and emotional aspect of fighting has always gotten better. And the fact that she was able to knock Weili Zhang out, being the underdog, gives her tremendous confidence going into this fight. So you know when she goes into this fight, when she says that she's the best, she absolutely believes that, and you can see it in her face. And there's something about the vulnerability that she has that I can just appreciate. Every time she talks, you can tell that she's just transparent and open and vulnerable, and I love that.
It's hard for me to talk when there's this obnoxiousness happening, but to your point about Rose Namajunas, which is what I'm trying to talk about over here, what I love about Rose, she is 3-0 in rematches. There's something special about that, right? The woman is able, and whether she's coming into that rematch off a victory or off a defeat, she wins every single time. This is her 4th time doing this, and that takes, I think, an extra level of fight IQ, an extra level of mentality to, as she said earlier, approach this as a fresh fight, but also make those tiny little adjustments that you know Trevor Wittman is very good at helping her make.
She was the first Chinese champ, Zhang Weili, in UFC history. She's really the face of the UFC in China. Is this an extra burden? Is this added pressure for her, DC?
I don't think so, man. You know, when you lose in a minute and 20 seconds and you're so sure of yourself as Zhang Weili is, you don't let that deter you, right? She has got every single skill in the book. But I think what separates Zhang Weili is her athleticism for the 115-pound division is second to none. She is a fantastic athlete. If you put Zhang Weili on a soccer pitch, you heard me say pitch, I'm sure she's good at it.
Very British of you.
Sports fan.
If you watch her play baseball, I'm pretty sure she's good. There are so many things that Zhang Weili is good at that when she goes back into this competition, I don't think there's any doubt in her mind that she's going to get it done. And also, it was a quick fight. It was kind of surprising to me, though, Dean, that they made the amount of changes they made after the way the first fight played out. To move the camp to Arizona, when you only fought for a minute and 18 seconds, you can go back and say, hey, I got caught. Why do I need to change anything? But she made wholesale changes, and now she's training with Eric Albarracin and Henry Cejudo.
I think that's a good look for her, though, to be honest with you. And I heard that there was just talks in her camp that she needed someone to help well-round her, make her more well-rounded, and just kind of give her a few added things. But, I mean, one thing that's underrated about Weili Zhang is her ground game. People don't understand how good she is on the ground, how good her ground and pound is. She's so flexible. If she gets side control on you, she's able to really flatten you out and do damage from side. One of the very few people that can do damage from side control.
First off, Laura, why in the world are you picking on Dean? Dude did nothing to you. Like, why you got calling Dean a chump?
Are you directionally challenged?
Directly at Dean.
Pointed right towards me.
That
wasn't
Helly,
to me.
come on, man, let's go, Helly. We got to keep the show moving.
It's not.
What you don't?
Is there something to tee up or whatever you do?
Yeah, I do. I have a question. You brought it up earlier. She goes to fight Ready in Scottsdale.
Let me get a few real quick. We don't need.
How many?
Let's talk about. Give me 5 real quick, guys. Laura, talk to us about Zhang Weili while he busts him out.
Well, listen. Here's the thing. This is just her second loss. She's coming off her second loss. Her first loss.
Give me 9, actually. Make it 9.
Was in her pro debut. So when you go 21 fights or whatever it was without a loss, and you get knocked out like that, I think I can even
I will never do the worm, at least, DC. Everybody was safe from that.
I think you have to. I think she wanted.
There it is.
I can't even talk.
It's like a worm.
That is not a worm. What is that?
You bumping and grinding.
I
don't see nothing wrong. What a little bump and grind.
Look at how I took it. Look.
Yeah.
Watch that. Look.
That
Can we freeze frame that and have an arrow to the plumber's crack?
I saw it. The ladies lining up, D.
You violated this stage.
Hey,
JC.
let me tell you something.
You violated it.
Hey, if I wasn't a married man, the ladies would be lining up for a ride on Space Mountain.
Space Mountain.
All right, can we please play?
Sorry.
Can we please play a game that has something to do with fighting instead of your love life? All right, thank God. All right, here's a little rapid fire, guys. Let's keep it quick. We're going to start with Sanko. Over under.
You still got 10 push-ups.
Over
so you better
under.
Be careful.
I got you. One takedown landed between Usman and Covington. Over under one takedown.
Over. I think we're going to see some wrestling this fight.
Over.
Under
one takedown.
It's going to end up being exactly like the first time. They're going to just fight.
Okay. Love it. All right, here we go. How does Usman become your welterweight GOAT? Ultimately asking, how does he surpass GSP if ever?
Well, I think the number of title defenses, I think definitive wins, he's been knocking people out. If he continues to knock people out the way he has been, that's going to get him there.
He's got to beat Colby, he's got to beat Leon Edwards again, and he's got to beat Hamzat.
I just think that he has to keep winning. And you got to remember, during George's run, for as special as he was, there were a lot of decisions.
Yeah.
Usman keeps getting finishes, he'll pass him. He has already passed him for wins in welterweight to start a career. Now he's got to go and get those title defenses.
Has a long way to go in terms of the title defenses. Fact or fiction, Colby Covington's path to victory is volume striking.
Fact. I mean, that is absolutely Colby's, path to victory. I think the volume, the pace, possibly some takedowns, but all of those wrapped in one. I mean, yeah, the volume. That's what he does. That's what he does.
Fiction. I don't believe that. I don't think he's going to be able to use it anyway.
I got to say fiction because I truly believe that, Laura, he has to get a takedown.
Yeah.
He said volume. Did you mention volume striking?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that if he tries to outstrike him, it just turns into the last fight.
Yeah.
Usman has shown that he can keep that pace, but you got to mix in it's going to be his ability to try to wrestle him, even if he's not taking him to the ground.
Okay, we're staying with the same fight. You cannot answer this one. True or false? Usman versus Covington enters a 5th round.
True. I think it will. I think we're going to see. I mean, they're so evenly matched. Just go back to that last fight. They're so evenly matched. Yeah, I think.
False. It ends in the 3rd.
Oh,
wow.
Okay. Here we go.
He's all like finger twiddly over here. False.
How does
it? Laura, do it again, Laura.
He goes. False.
What
is that? Okay.
He's so bougie with his nice turtleneck sweater. It looked like it go over your face. Oh my goodness.
Do you want to elaborate on that? How it ends in the 3rd?
Knockout.
Okay. Who?
I'm not going to say that.
He's being brief.
Yeah.
Real brief.
All right.
It's rapid fire.
Okay, very good. You know how to play the game. By the way, Dean, the best rule follower on this show. Okay. Weili believes
Can I get 2 while you read the question? Put the question on there and read it. While you read the question, let me get 2 real quick.
Okay, here we go, guys. Weili believes this is the hardest question.
Give me
to do
2
this.
while
I feel like I need to do a downward dog.
Come on, let's go.
Okay, I'm doing downward dog. Weili believes Rose's win did not show who the better martial artist was in their April meeting because it was so quick. So she has a hard time accepting victory. Buy or sell, losing a fight so quickly is actually better for Zhang's self-confidence against Rose as opposed to if Rose had gone the distance and beat her over 5 rounds.
That is the longest, most elaborate question ever.
Yeah, well,
I buy it. I do think that she feels like she got caught. It's that concept of I got caught. And when you have that in your mind, you can kind of say, I'm still the better fighter. I just got caught. So I think that's where
I'm going to agree with Laura on this.
Finally.
She elaborated it. So
My question's longer than the answer.
Do the fingers again,
honestly,
Dean.
Laura.
I'm going to with Laura.
Look at her. Ooh, she crazy. Laura, listen, I agree with Laura too. Yeah, I'm buying it because if she got beat over 20 minutes, then it's hard to go back and go, you know what? I can go and get her. Getting caught early. I agree. I do.
All right, better championship moment. Rose's knockout of Zhang in April or Zhang's KO of Andrade in China?
I gotta go Rose. I'm taking. Was there a certain way I was supposed to say this question?
No.
Okay. All right. Rose for sure. Wait, let me do Dean.
No.
Look at it. Look at it.
What do you got, Dean?
Rose.
I love that.
He just did it.
Okay.
Yeah,
DC?
I honestly, I think Weili in China becoming the first Chinese champion in UFC history. Like, Rose has had that moment in New York City when she beat Jędrzejczyk with the left hook. Rose has had these moments. I think the Wei Li thing.
Yeah.
First Chinese champ in China, right before, the pandemic and everything. Like,
You feel that weight. I mean, it's China.
yeah, dude, I think it was that one. It was that
Entire
one.
country riding on your back.
Your first
That
Chinese
little
champ.
smile, though. I am the best.
Yes,
Like,
that was
how are
awesome.
you?
That was a very cool
And no
moment.
one expected her to win neither, so
Exactly.
2-1
They won
dog.
21 in a row.
So much for rapid fire, guys. All right, true or false? Gaethje
really?
Chandler can top Volkanovski Ortega for fight of the year, Senko.
Oh, my goodness.
True.
False.
Okay.
I think false. That third round was tremendous. I think that's going to hold up as fight of the year.
It was pretty
It was crazy.
wild, and especially looking at Ortega's
I actually
face
agree with you. I was
afterwards.
just so focused on doing
Doing
Dean.
Dean,
I
right?
wasn't
Now it's
thinking about my answer.
I'm sold on that. Yeah.
I love it, actually.
Okay, buy or sell, win or loss. This is Frankie Edgar's last fight.
Sell. No, I think he's pretty adamant that he's going to
Looks in
fight till he
shape, I
dies.
tell you that much.
Yeah, and listen, you go from 55 to 45 to 35. He looks fantastic. We got a couple more.
That's right. So I think that he's going to do more.
Okay.
The professor's thinking.
Rapid
40.
fire.
I'm going to go ahead and sell. I think there's at least one more. I don't think there's many more, though, for Frank. He's been in a lot of wars, but there's at least one more.
Okay. Let's start with, or let's finish rather, with one prospect to watch in the show.
For me, it's Ian Gary.
Okay.
I mean, that kid is so exciting. He's undefeated. He can get it done anywhere the fight goes. He's got some nasty knockouts. He's training at Stanford now. I mean, he's got the great team behind him. You watch his tape finally, DC, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Next great Irishman, perhaps. All right, Dean, who do you have?
I'm going Phil Hawes. The boy is the complete package. He's strong, got power, can wrestle, and he dyes his hair and it falls out in the middle of the fight. It's amazing to watch. You ever seen his hair fall out?
His hair falls out?
Yeah, like because he's dyeing it, so like it just falls out in patches. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Prospect to watch.
Prospect for Ian, no. I know, Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira. Listen, man, Pereira, he's a fantastic kickboxer. 2 wins over Izzy. But he's saying the right things because it's so easy to come in here and go, I beat the champ twice. He's going, I'm going to build my own thing. He wants his legacy to stand on its own. He's got great training. Glover Teixeira, been there for a year in Danbury, well-rounded skills, and honestly, it's not going to look like some of the other high-level strikers we've seen, the Gokensakis, the James Tonys of the world.
Okay.
You're just rude this morning.
We don't normally.
Hey, I gotta be honest though. Like you losing has turned you into a monster. Because you're being so mean to me right now.
I think me playing Colby Covington.
Of the morning show. You're the Conor McGregor of the morning
you
show.
have gone heel.
Yeah, as soon as you start losing, you just go off the rails.
You were humble in victory, gracious in defeat, until you started losing. And now
I think you're forgetting when I crushed you.
You did.
For sure.
Oh, you did. DC's never humble in victory, ever. Dean's the most humble person ever, and nobody. I mean, I would want to make you spin the wheel. I'd want to make DC spin the wheel, but I think Dean needs to spin the wheel. I
know.
I think Dean
Just
needs
for
a little.
for no reason.
No, because
I want to be able to.
Because he needs a wheel of misfortune love right now. He
Yeah.
needs some love from the wheel.
Right now?
Yeah, right now.
I haven't spun.
Okay. Oh, now we get you mute his mic.
Respin.
Spin it again.
Respin. I don't like
You're
that
gonna
one.
mute Dean's mic for 5 minutes.
That's lame.
What if it hits it again? Please mute it again. Mute again. Mute this dude's mic.
Colby Covington.
Colby quote.
All right, what's the Colby quote?
I thought it was gonna. Oh my God! It mute the mic twice.
Same ones.
I
There's
need
more
the Colby
quotes. We have more
quotes.
Colby quotes.
Where
don't
is
think we have it. Spin it
where's
again.
RJ?
He's coming.
Do we still have it?
got
We have
some.
more?
Oh, I can't wait.
Hey, RJ.
Hello, guys.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna do.
Anybody got some sunglasses?
You ready?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
In the wrestling world, we say judo guys are just leftover wrestlers that couldn't even make the wrestling team.
Look at face. Look at his face. Get him, D.
Guys have a lot more to worry about when they're fighting me. When they fight Khabib, he's just one-dimensional.
Get him, D. Get him, D.
When I fight, people are going to watch me fight. They're not going to turn the channel to Real Housewives of Orange County like they do the other fighters.
Oh, my goodness.
He's got spit flying out of his mouth right now.
Give him that face, D.
My haters are all virgins who have no life, no goals, no future. They just debate Star Wars and World of Witchcraft while I'm out winning.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
Wow.
That wasn't misfortune. That was gold.
Yeah,
Dean, do you have a brush in your pocket?
Yeah, I got a brush. No.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah. You gotta keep
We
always look
gotta talk about Bruno Souza.
Yeah, there we
we gotta
go.
talk about Bruno Souza. Hold on. Okay, so Bruno Souza making his UFC debut. I've called several of his fights in LFA.
148.4, the official weight for Bruno
Oh, boy.
Souza.
148.
So 2.5 pounds he misses by. That's a lot.
That's that's the hard weight,
Now,
honestly.
this is this
But
is
he
4 days
barely
ago.
got it.
This is 4 days ago.
4
that he
days
got this
ago,
fight.
yeah.
So,
If there's ever a time to be lenient on people, it's
Yes.
in those circumstances. But still,
yes.
2.5 pounds is quite a bit.
All right, Kamaru Usman, Colby Covington. That is the headliner of this card. It's the I can't get Colby Covington out of my head now after I saw you guys quote.
You know what would help?
Yeah. This?
3 push-ups.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll do 3 push-ups, and right after I do the 3 push-ups, my mic's falling off.
Because now we're at about 14 or 15.
We're going to take a look at this piece, Colby and Kamaru. Let's go.
Here we go.
Start with your jab. Start with your jab.
Good right hand by Usman. Good kick to the body by Colby. Oh, they're getting after it.
I mean, right away, no feeling out process.
Furious pace early.
Yes, this is the type of pace Covington wants to set.
Colby.
Covington is landing some real good shots in these exchanges, man.
Real good shots.
Incredible output over the first 5 minutes.
Everybody could see plain as day what happened.
Good left hand by Colby.
Oh.
He hurt him.
I'm putting the momentum on. You know, I wobbled him multiple times in the fight.
Wow.
Kick him in the liver. He calls a nut shot.
Oh.
Time. Stay there. Time.
Oh, my nuts. Let me get 5 minutes to recover.
Stay there.
His foot came up and grazed my cup. Instantly, as a man, it's like, oh, this is about to shut down.
It was on the belt line, I think. Close, though, very close.
And I'm waiting for it. I'm like, oh, no, it doesn't feel. Let's go.
You good? Going back in.
The pace that Colby can operate on is pretty extraordinary.
And the cardio king, I started putting the cardio on him, and he started to break and melt.
Colby with the volume.
And then the eye poke.
Oh, he got poked.
Mark Goddard in the middle of the action.
Oh, doctor, my right eye.
I'm telling the doctor, just wipe the Vaseline so I can resume kicking this kid's ass. And the doctor's saying, oh, well, I need to check this. I'm like, just wipe the Vaseline.
And we are back underway late here in round 3, 30 seconds to go.
Usman is the one now putting out the output. I mean, Usman's still building right now.
Oh, big left hand.
There was nothing that was going to deter me from kicking his ass, and I did.
Oh, my goodness. What a fight.
20 minutes down, 5 to go.
I think I broke my jaw.
Wait, hold it. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Jaws, bro.
Hey, relax. 5 minutes, buddy. Stay strong.
Covington's jaw could be broken. What a couple of absolute warriors.
Oh! I mean, these two are the best welterweights in the world.
Unquestionably. Oh! Usman's turning it up. Oh!
Usman's got him hurt bad.
He's slumpy. Make him bang. Make him bang.
There's a knockdown for Kamaru Usman. Covington back to his feet. Oh, another knockdown. Trying to put Covington away. That is it. And still, Kamaru Usman finishes Colby Covington. That has got to feel good.
They said I got finished. I didn't get finished. I stood right up. He faked the eye poke. He faked the nut shot.
The Nigerian Nightmare fought like a man who was not going to be denied.
And I was winning the 5th. So who knows what the judges were going to say if he didn't do a premature stoppage.
Usman made sure to keep those scorecards out of the equation tonight.
You're just down underneath, holding on for dear life, faces cut, blood's gushing everywhere. It was the referee's job to protect you.
Thank you, my brother, for making America great again. Thank you.
The minute I got out of that cage, I was like, I want my rematch.
And this is a rivalry that likely is not going to end tonight.
We have unfinished business.
That fight was in December of 2019. A look at the numbers from that one, and what a war it was. Finally decided in the fifth and final round. But man, when you rewatch some of those highlights and some of the shots that both fighters were landing, absolutely spectacular. Bruno Souza, by the way, as you saw, who missed weight by 2.5 pounds, taking this fight, of course, on short notice, will not re-weigh in again. CJ Vergara is the only fighter who has yet to weigh in. So we will keep you updated on that. CJ Vergara, by the way, in the first fight of the night against the Jamaican sensation, O'Day Osborne. As we keep everybody updated on the last fighter to weigh in, we're going to play a little game called Famous Rematches. Okay, we're going to give you guys the hints. You need your buzzers here.
Okay.
So let's put this down.
Where's RJ?
Buzzer police.
It's your job to tell us who the fighters were competing in this rematch. And I'm going to give you the hints, right? As we go along, I have 7 hints.
Okay.
If you know it after the first hint, hit your buzzer.
Right.
If you get it incorrect, you're out. So you better be sure you're right, okay? That's right. So if 2 people get it wrong after the third hint, you can just wait and listen to all 7 hints to make sure you get it right.
All right, perfect.
Were you able to process that, Oklahoma State Cowboy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hands on the table, please.
All right,
hands
on
where I
the
can
table.
see them, DC.
Here we go. All right. Famous rematches. This is the first one. Their first fight ended with the underdog submitting the favorite. First fight ended with the underdog submitting the favorite. Their second fight was a back-and-forth war, with the winner being the man who lost the first fight, emerging with the victory by majority decision.
I got it. Diaz and McGregor.
You are correct.
Wow.
Just 2 clues in.
I noticed.
Wow. You got it? Okay, buddy. All right, this is famous rematch number 2. The first fight was one participant's UFC debut. He lost the fight. The fight ended in the very first round. It was not a title fight. Both American men at some point in their careers wore UFC heavyweight gold. The second fight headlined the...
Dean?
Frank Mir and Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
Wow.
You are correct.
Yeah, I thought that.
All right, you would think the guy that fought a heavyweight would get that one right, but no. All right, famous rematches. Here we go. Trash talk was the main recipe in this rivalry. The challenger dominated the majority of the first fight, but ultimately lost to a great champion. The rematch, less eventful, with the winner of the first fight putting the stamp on the rivalry again. So this rivalry is at 2-0.
Anderson Silva, Chael Sonnen.
Got it. DC got it. All right. Famous rematches. This is the fourth one. The first fight ended in controversy, which created an automatic rematch less than 8 months later. The champion retained in the UFC's most prestigious weight class in the first meeting. The challenger won in emphatic fashion in the rematch and ended the undefeated champion's era.
This was Shogun Rua and Lyoto Machida.
Got it. Wow, DC.
Killing it.
All right, famous rematches. This is number 5.
I'll give you your due. You're good. You're good.
The first fight was the
Laura, hand on
first
the table,
loss of one fighter's professional career.
Really?
Cormier versus Jones.
No, you're out on this one. The second
Getting
fight
cocky.
ended in a unanimous decision, with the loser of the first avenging the first fight in a title defense. So basically, the series was 1-1, okay? Both fighters are considered pioneers of their divisions.
That's where I messed up.
The first fight took place on blue canvas in 2007.
Oh.
Both fighters trained and still actively train out of California. Only one of these men has held a UFC title. Can I get some California love?
I know it.
Dean.
Uriah Faber and
Oh, I know that part.
Dominic Cruz.
Got it! Dino!
On the board, Dean.
All right, famous rematch is number 6. Both fighters, UFC Hall of Famers. The second meeting was the last pro fight, or I'm sorry, last pro win for one of these fighters. The first fight ended in explosive fashion. The rematch was one fighter's first title defense. The first meeting was at UFC Centennial event.
Randy Couture, Chuck Liddell.
Incorrect. You're out.
I did.
The rematch was a hometown venue of one fighter, and it was outside of the USA. It's Manchester's finest against Temecula.
Oh, Dan Henderson and Michael Bisping.
Correct. And ironically, Bisping lives rather close to Temecula now, I think. Anyway, all right, DC won. I mean, it was a runaway. That was it. There was just a tiebreaker. But you don't need
Oh, my goodness.
Wow, that was impressive.
Getting decimated.
He's a historian.
He is. He's good. He's good.
Okay, let's spin the wheel. Now, everybody's done it to this point. RJ. I'm out here just laying out whippings. I want you. You become a part of the show. Spin the wheel.
RJ Clifford,
All right.
ladies and gentlemen, stage manager. You hear him on Sirius XM Radio every week.
Mute my mic. That'll be a real tough one.
Let's see. Come on, something terrible.
Statue of Liberty.
What is that?
So what is the Statue of Liberty?
You just
I'm
have to
glad you
stand there?
asked.
The Statue of Liberty pose?
I have to stand in the Statue of Liberty pose for 5 minutes. We
5
have a
minutes?
robe, a book, and a torch.
Would
I
you
have to
go
stand.
and get it and come and stand right next to me?
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
absolutely perfect.
Oh, this is really
It's
good.
the best one.
Where should we make him stand?
Right
I
next
want
to
him
you.
right here, Lady Liberty. I want Lady Liberty right in the middle of the stage.
While he's getting ready,
Okay.
CJ Vergara weighed in, our final competitor on the UFC 268 card to weigh in, Sanko.
Yeah, CJ Vergara making his UFC debut after just 8 weeks ago. I mean, man, lighting the Contender Series on fire. Got out. What did you say, Indecent?
Yeah, you remember, Laura, you were like, Daniel, CJ's better than
I
you're
did.
saying.
I didn't want to say it.
You told me straight up, you're
I
like,
did.
dude,
I
he's
did.
much better than you think, Daniel. And he went and, blew the roof off of the
He did.
Apex.
Bruno
He did.
Correa, knee to the body.
Yeah, I mean, it was a hook, and then the knee of the body finished it for him. But and he's known for his knockouts. He's got nasty hands, really, really good at managing the distance. But you can tell he's hurting here. I mean, this is a big moment for him too.
His
UFC
timer has not
debut.
started yet.
Yeah. UFC debut, Madison Square Garden.
Uh-huh.
Not a great way to start it if this is a miss, but.
Oh, yeah, his arm
You
up
see
on
his
that.
arm? You see his arm?
Dean
he's
caught
trying
that
to
right
arrest it.
away. Dean said, I see it.
People are on top of that now.
Tell you need it.
127.4 for CJ Vergara.
Pound and a half over.
Man, that's a tough start. That's a tough start.
Well,
for
he had 8 weeks too, you know?
your
It's
UFC
not like
debut.
it was 4 days.
Exactly.
It wasn't short
exactly.
notice. He had a full camp. He's
He's a big flyweight, though. I
He
mean,
is.
And making weight,
He
you know,
fought at
not
25
that
in the
long ago.
Contender Series?
Yeah, making weight not that long ago. That's tough. That's tough. Well, regardless of that, I mean, the man can fight.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, but I wouldn't celebrate right there, CJ. Just kind of get in there.
Yeah, just be like,
Yeah, you know what? It is what it is. Didn't work.
now here's Vicente Luque, who was weighing in as a backup for the title fight. So this is the second time that Vicente Luque is up on the scale.
That's so tough.
172.2 for Vicente Luque.
Can you please light my torch so I can do this
So
correctly?
Vicente didn't make the weight.
Is
Even
he?
if somebody fell off, he wouldn't have been able to
Ceremonial
fight.
lighting of the
Well,
torch.
I want the torch to be lit on camera where they can see. it.
I am on camera, I've been told.
Okay, let's light it up. Lady Liberty.
All
Lady Liberty, would you?
All
Lady
right, so
Liberty, would
Vicente
you go
walks
stand right here
off.
behind-
5 minutes. Does somebody want to start? I'll start the official
Bring me your
timer.
meek, bring me your poor, bring me everyone you need.
By the way, it needs to be 5 minutes on camera, right? It can't just be 5 minutes off
Would
camera.
you please stay still? Stop moving.
His arm's going
There
to
we
get
go.
tired.
Oh,
All right, RJ Clifford.
His arm's going to get tired.
I asked for the smallest candle they had.
All right, hold on. I'm starting the timer right now. I haven't
Would you
started
please
yet.
be quiet?
Okay.
He looks great.
Let's take a closer look at Colby Covington as we all stare at Lady Liberty here.
It's hard.
I take my whoop off.
All right, we're back. You guys recognize this man, Mark Henry, Frankie Edgar's longtime coach.
And the owner of Pino's.
The owner of Pino's. So we're in New York. We're going to make some pizza. Mark's going to teach these guys how to do it. This is a contest, okay? There are 4 of us. We're all competing. Who can make the best pizza shell, the best crust? Walk them through it, Mark.
All right, I'm not responsible for any of this. The thing to do, guys, is try to make it look like a circle at the end of it.
Okay.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is like taking 2 guys off the street and saying, fight for the title tonight.
Yeah.
But we're gonna try our best, man.
Okay,
you know what I'm
let's
saying?
do it.
At least let's
Have some faith, Mark. We can do this.
let's swing straight. All right, first you want to do. Some people thought it was an eating contest, but it's a making pizza contest.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take those bubbles. You know those bubbles come up when we cook it? So we're going to knock out those bubbles right here so we don't get any bubbles after.
Okay.
We're going to flip over, right? And then we're going to start to make the crust. See that? Oh, I like that music. Oh, I love that music. All right, now when we start stretching, we're going to pull, the right's going to pull right while the left is pulling left a little bit.
Okay.
You follow me? So it's pull in opposite directions at the same time. And we don't want to get in the middle. Don't put those hands in the middle, guys. You gonna catch this?
Oh, Mark.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
We can fix that. We can fix that. We can fix that. All right. You ready? You ready? All right. All right. So now,
fantastic.
so now that's it. That's a quickie.
All right.
Don't let's keep
Is it
throw the
time?
punches straight. Yeah. Let me set you guys up.
Can I have my
Yeah. Let me
pie?
set you up. There you go.
Finally, something I can win
There
in
you
the
go.
kitchen. No more.
No. Pop out the bubble. Yeah. See, she listens. She listens. Nice. Not flop it over.
Nope.
There you go. That's it. Oh, she's doing DC. She's got you on the ropes, man. She's got you on the ropes. DC, come back.
I am. Cool.
Good job. She's got a good crust going there, buddy. DC's popping in the middle a little bit.
DC, that
Good
was
job, guys.
disaster.
All right.
Hold on.
There she goes.
Don't let those nails.
All right. A left and a right to DC. She's almost done. All right.
Oh, jeez. It's getting loose. It's getting loose.
Oh, no.
Hands
I
out
feel
of the
good
middle,
about it.
DC. That's good. That's looking like a circle.
Oh, throw what?
All right, you guys we need a good toss here. All right.
Over
we're
the
gonna
head,
touch
over
it
the
out.
head.
When I get to
It has
3,
to
2,
go
1,
over our head?
Over the head. One over the head.
2, 1, throw. All right, one more throw, guys. Let's one more good throw. Laura, we can't. Laura has a hole in it.
Oh, hers bust. Hey, hers bust.
She just repaired. She repaired. She went down and got back up, and she's still swinging.
Coach, hers bust.
What is that?
All right, you guys are up. Let's.
Good job, guys. Good job. Great job.
It's not a bad
Let's toss. That's it.
Hey, DC.
There you
DC, take your dough. Yo, what is this?
All right, Dan, you ready, buddy?
let's
He knows
let's
what
be
he's
really
doing.
judgy.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I need a little bit of.
Look at that. He put the flower.
They don't even. What is happening?
Oh, no.
You did not pay attention.
It's like he has the gloves on and they just feel right, you know?
This guy, wait.
He flopped it 3. Bro.
Oh, my God.
Something's wrong here. There's a fix. There's a fix.
Coach, there's a fix.
There's a fix.
What is going on?
What did you do in college?
My
You're a pizza
uncle
guy?
owned a pizza shop.
Ah, here we go.
Is that how you massage your wife's back, Dan?
D,
So
D,
aggressive.
in the middle, Pops. In the middle. Yeah.
See, you're doing good, buddy.
There we go.
He never
Stay on
said
the
to put
edges.
more-
Get a little. Yeah, on the
There
outside.
you go, Dean. On the edges, on the
No,
edges.
D, you got to pop and turn. Pop
Oh, forget. Look at this.
I'm getting.
Except the sleeves pulling up. Let
Yeah.
me help you out, buddy.
There we go. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
D, put it down. D, put it down. Put it down.
Put it down, Dean, put it down.
5, 4.
Over the head, over the
3,
head.
Over the head.
Over the
2,
head.
1, throw it. Oh, yeah! I forgot. Oh, yeah!
The 360, the 360.
All right, we have a guest. We have a guest judge.
Man.
Oh,
We have a guest?
Style point.
Well, we do have to get our stamp of approval.
Oh,
on
here
it.
we go.
Look who's here.
Theo Rossi joining us now. You may recognize him from Sons of Anarchy. Much like John Anik, he almost more recognizable with the shaved head sometimes. Huge UFC fan. Theo, what's up, bro?
How are you, man? That was a disaster watching that. I gotta tell you something. That was
Theo.
Hey,
as
Theo,
someone who worked in a pizzeria for a long time, that was a disaster.
Theo, honest question. Who was the worst?
Well, DC got super confident when Laura had the hole, and then had that huge bubble because he let the confidence take over, something he didn't do in his career, and I think that was the big mistake. But then Dean with that spin, that's the move. So who was the worst?
Just say it. You know who the worst was.
I think DC because of that big bubble, because he's been undisputed all morning. He's been undisputed all morning. He's been undisputed all morning, and he just got too confident with all these wins.
My victories over the course of the day should not lead to you rooting against me. I never rooted against you. I never rooted against you or Luke Cage or anything else.
Yes, Shades, everybody loves Shades.
Everybody loves Shades.
Wait a minute.
The style points.
Worm
Look at
it.
that.
That's a worm. That's a real
Turbo
worm
and
right there.
Ozone in the house with that move.
Hey, huge UFC fan is Theo Rossi. Hey, Theo, you trained for a while, right? You met some guys when you were waiting tables in LA. All actors seemingly do at some point in their career. Do you still incorporate MMA training into your routine?
Yeah, everybody knows life got a little crazy. I was training like 5 days a week out here in Austin at a Gracie Lakeway gym. Shout out to Professor Ricardo. And then, COVID hit. And the way it works with film and movies, they don't want you near anyone, especially, people sweating in your mouth when they're on top of you, giving you cross chokes. So it's been back to running every day. My little boys, I got a 6 and 4 year old that is still rolling a couple of days a week. So I'll be back once it's been a bit of a run with about 8-9 projects in a row in the last year or so, but I'll be back.
Busy is good when you're an actor, Theo, so that's awesome. Most of us remember you initially from Sons of Anarchy. One of your co-stars on that show, Ron Perlman, did all the cold opens for all the big events for UFC for such a long time. I know you're buddies with Dana. Did you ever say, Dana, how about letting me get in on here?
No, Perlman's got that voice, man. That voice. He's got that whatever he was doing. He's done every ad. Every time you turn on a commercial, it's his voice. He's got something in that voice. Maybe one day if they want some kind of, weird, strange, not know where he's from or who he is kind of voice, maybe I can do that. Voice him kind of thing. But Perlman's got it. I'll handle all the other stuff.
Theo, I know Dan Helly's face annoys you, so I'm going to make him do my last 5 push-ups that he owes me. Give me my last anytime push-ups, Helly.
Yeah.
He owes me 5 anytime. Now
But
we're
good
here,
ones, 5 good ones.
5 good ones, Theo. We're here for Kamaru Usman and Colby Covington's rematch. How excited are you to watch those two guys, especially after how the first fight was?
That's like 10.
He's pound for pound, right? Right now, Usman he's the guy, right? Here's the thing. It's going to be an amazing fight. There was a lot that went on in that first fight that, there's a lot that Colby's talking about, but Usman is now starching people with his hands, right? And he's literally murking people with those punches. So I think with Colby, the thing is when you talk a lot, people kind of want to see you lose, but he's also got cardio for days. I just think that I just don't see Usman being beat because like I say, and I'll say the same thing about the Rose fight, is Kamaru has to have a bad night and Colby has to have his best night ever for him to win. You know what I mean? And even if Kamaru has like a decent night, he wins the fight.
Theo, to me, I'm sorry, but you will always be Juice. I can't call you anything but Juice.
Listen, I mean, it's everywhere. My wife just handed me a screen wipe, and it's got the Reaper.
I can't help it. I can't help it. Huge Sons of Anarchy fan. But,
Thank you.
The fights tomorrow, the main event is getting a lot of attention. Of course, the people's main event is getting a lot of attention. But the ladies, I mean, a fantastic rematch between Rose and Zhang Weili. How excited are you for that one?
I mean, Rose said it on the pre-fight, look at Weili's resume. Like, I mean, how do you not? She's unbelievable. She's like the best. So again, I think Rose, what happened in that first fight, I think Weili is just going to come and maybe correct everything, and we'll see how much it impacts her mental. But you know, what did she lose? Her first fight and then that fight ever? So I just don't. Again, I think if Weili is on her game, I just don't see her losing. But I'm a giant Rose fan, just her personality and the way she fights and the way she overcomes adversity. So I just know that fight's going to be great. But like every fight on the card, people say this all the time. My wife makes fun of me. I'm like, no, this is the best card ever. She's like, every card you say that about. I'm like, no, this really is the best card ever. So we'll see.
I mean, let's talk about that card. I mean, we got Frankie Edgar, you got Chandler, Gaethje, Bobby Green, Al Iaquinta. I mean, it's absolutely
Phil
stacked.
Hawes, that Megatron.
Like, what stands out to you when you look at this card?
Chandler Gaethje opening the card is just only because you're talking about like violence and true like punching, and you know what you're gonna get. I don't think this is one that goes. I would like to see it go for a little while. But these are two straight warriors. That term gets overused in this sport, but these are guys that just like to bang. And I think that that's an incredible fight. My buddy Shane Burgos is a beast. He's up and coming. I think a lot of people are going to be trying to make a name for themselves. This is the Mecca. It's New York City. It's Madison Square Garden, man. I mean, you just don't get better. It's some of the greatest fights in history of all sports. So I think that a certain thing comes, you know, my Knicks are playing well. There's a lot going on at the Garden. So I think everyone from the early prelims on is going to be, it's on, no matter what.
It is going to be an unbelievable card. We're sitting here in the Hulu Theater, but it's Netflix that has your new show with Wesley Snipes and Kevin Hart. This thing is going to, a true story coming out pretty soon. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, creator of Narcos. It gets dark. And Kevin does something that, he's never really ventured into. And it gets crazy. It's 7 episodes. And it's a gut punch, a face punch, and an uppercut, and potentially some kind of vicious choke, because it is just something to watch. It takes you on a ride, and us three get to do some really crazy stuff. And I think that people are going to see a really different side, and to work with Wesley as close as we did, and Kevin's just as great as you think he's going to be. And then I think I lost like 40 pounds for the role. It's weird. It's just a weird, cool show. Yeah, it's weird.
So you were 40 pounds lighter than you are right now?
I did that show at like 140, I think.
Jeez. Wow. How tall are you, Theo?
Like 5'11", IMDb says. I mean, it really all depends.
Yeah, well, this is a weigh-in show, so we're talking about
Opie,
weight loss.
Opie used to make fun of me. Opie used to measure
did you walk on the scale? Did you use the curtain? Did you have to use
I did, yeah. I did the little, what was it? Somebody cheated the other day. They showed it with
you touched the touch. Chimaev. Yeah, Chimaev touched the touch.
I know the touch with the towel. Yeah.
Some of these dudes
I was
are ridiculous with that. Some of these guys who cheat in the weigh-ins are ridiculous.
I know, that's crazy, right? DC, who does that?
Who would do that? It's so dishonest.
So weird.
What kind of integrity would you have?
Theo, I judge them. I judge them.
And you should.
Yes,
you are the undisputed early champ. You should judge.
Of what? Cheating, Theo?
No. On knowledge. Listen, you in that trivia contest earlier?
Did you see that?
I was guessing before you, but honestly, you did pretty good. You didn't beat me, but you did pretty
Theo,
good.
can I ask you one question?
Yeah.
Do you think it's fair that I beat them all show, and then Dean does something with a dang pancake or a pizza pie, and then he wins one challenge and gets the belt? Is that fair?
Is life fair, DC?
You know what, DC, you're right. DC, I'm going to go ahead and
do not.
Don't relinquish that title. Don't relinquish it.
Nice and
He's
snug.
giving it up. Look at that. I'm a good arguer.
He's going to throw it on the floor like Gaethje. Wait for the real title.
manipulating me. I can't let that happen.
Theo agrees with. Hey, Theo, thanks so much. So happy for you working on all these projects. Enjoy Austin. Can't wait to see the new show on Netflix. And we must thank Mark Henry, Pino's Pizzeria, Woodbridge, New Jersey. Big week for Frankie Edgar.
Yes, let's
Thank you
go,
very
Frankie.
much. Thank you. We do have to have somebody spin the wheel before we grab a piece of pizza. Senko.
Grab a slice.
What?
Senko,
Why me?
let's have you.
Why me?
It's
I want Laura
Dean gets to
Senko.
pick. Dean gets to pick.
Pie? Pizza pie?
Oh, yeah.